Chief.
He's the mirage in the rear view glass.
It's Ray from Dallas.
Let slip past. Was he here? Was he there? Was he ever mine?
Ray from Dallas?
Just a trick played by time.
This dude is savage as fuck.
Or just a dream?
What up, Ray from Dallas?
Ray from Dallas, tell me true.
He's fun.
Hi, Ray.
This appears to be a black man.
Ray from Dallas.
Let's take this walk.
Is he real or just a dream? Falling stars or a laser beam? Ray from Dallas, tell me true. Are you the myth or the man I knew?
This dude is
Savage as fuck.
Obviously, obviously, yeah, obviously. Obviously, yeah, obviously. Tell them, obviously, I know these niggas don't want me to win, but I'm sorry, G. I know they thought I wouldn't come back and pose on them hoes, but nigga, it's time to eat. I got a vendetta. Any one of you niggas, I been better. Got them gritting they teeth without gritting at them. Took a second away from the table, it's time to feast. Heard they was mumbling, talking up under their breath. That nigga a hoe, he soft. That nigga lame. That nigga bitch, he pussy. I stood on business, that's law. I had them running that boost and tucking they tail and scared to put me on a song. I had them cuffing they bitch and thinking I hit. Shit, what you on? Couple years off, then I'm back in this motherfucker. Nigga, do somebody, then fuck your recognition. You don't like I'm spitting, nigga, better shoot somebody. The game and full of clowns, I don't believe you sucker. Niggas better leave me be okay. Niggas better watch their speech, okay. You better than me, no way, Jose. I could be cutthroat and I'm all out, but I let them get paid for a minute. Let them look gang for a minute, but really they hate cause I never look lame for an image. Never be fake, I'm a realist, I'm solid. I went out and got it, I promise I'm with it. Want me to switch up and get soft on so you can make it, I promise I get it. I know some secrets I never tell, but most of you rap niggas got bitch ways. Quick to tell on you, get jammed down, couldn't sit down 5-6 days. Put him and him in a crossway, but a gang member on display. That's the same nigga with an AK on the block yelling out gunplay. That's the same nigga with a trap house and he been through it so he know pain. Look in the face of a realer. Laws come questioning me, I don't know names. Bitch, I really come from the trenches. Kathleen crashed out like road rage. Be done snapped that and got life in the pen, cause most of you niggas got hoe ways. Man, see, most of these niggas got hoe ways. A lot of these niggas be out here faking and fucking on these motherfuckers.
Man, salute to everybody out here from the 214 to across the state, to across the pond. Salute, salute, salute. And I appreciate all you beautiful people for being in the building tonight. I do apologize about the inconveniences. That's on me, and I do apologize. I want to let y'all know I love y'all to death with everything in me, and I also want to turn up. Shout out to Laura A. She said, Ray, it's rude to push the wrong buttons and keep everyone waiting. We missed you, and I apologize, Laura A. Hey, let's turn up for you real quick. Man, with no further ado, man, I love y'all to death. I want y'all to know that, right? But we got a big guest in the building tonight, right? Like real talk. When I talk about this guy right here, I talk about a guy, right, who is fighting hard for injustice. And when I'm telling you, man, his presence is set from the north to the south, to the east, to the west. When it comes to fighting injustice, that's PurpleKoolAidDrinker. Now, hold up, I ain't through. This guy right here is a big sports guy. Right? I'm talking about huge. Like when I scroll up my articles, man, I see PurpleKoolAidDrinker. He's steady posting about sports stuff, especially his squad, right? And y'all know that's why I say he's the king of Baltimore. Now, with no further ado, everybody from the 214 to across the pond, right? I need everybody to give PurpleKoolAidDrinker a big old hand clap for that.
What's up, man? What's up?
What's popping, my guy?
Man, Ray, let me tell you, that intro, awesome. Awesome.
Oh, man.
I love it.
Hey, look, now when I got somebody who I see, right, you know, who fighting hard for injustice like you was fighting and who stand on it. Like let me say this real quick, y'all. look, when I talk about this guy right here, is to see it's different, right? Because see, actions speak louder than words, right? And when I think of Purple Kool-Aid Drinker, right, I'm thinking of a guy, right, who his tenacity, right, is remarkable. It's undeniable, right? Because Purple Kool-Aid Drinker, this is him. I don't fold. I don't back down. I welcome the fight, right? Now, hold up, everybody from the 214 to across the pond, wherever you at. Y'all know we got to turn up for Purple Kool-Aid Drinker. Purple Kool-Aid Drinker, man. Like I said, I appreciate you, sir, because what I see you doing out here is great work, standing on 10, believing in what you believe in, and you ain't stirring away from it, right? And this is going to be great tonight because I want to get a little personable with you, right? And we're going to get in, you don't fold. You're going to hold it down and stand on 10. Now, I know a lot of people know, right? But let's get to know you a little bit better. Where did you grow up? How did the environment shape you into who you are today, sir?
Well, I grew up in Baltimore City, and it wasn't the roughest neighborhood, but it wasn't the greatest neighborhood either. You know what I mean? It was a decent neighborhood, but then later on, it got pretty bad. It got pretty bad, and we had to get out of there. But luckily, we didn't have a lot of money or anything, but luckily I had structure and discipline and guidance from my parents. So that's what shaped me to who I am today. And it's obvious that a lot of people out there didn't have that by the way they act, and that's unfortunate. But luckily I had that. And that's who I am today. That's, like I said, and coming from there, it's like all this stupid stuff on Twitter where people just running their mouth disrespectfully, like they wouldn't dare do that in person for one, and where I grew up in for two. Like it just wouldn't happen, because as I always say, life is about incentive and consequences. And when you have no consequences for your action, like these clowns on Twitter and the internet do, this is what they do. This is how they act out. And it's like I said, it's sad, but like I said, where I come from, it would just never happen. It would just never happen.
And I agree with you 100%. It's a lot of things going on here, a lot of false things being said about me and also you. And we're going to get into that. But I want to know this, Purple. What's one of the memories from your childhood that influences how you are now?
Oh, one particular memory. I'm trying to think, man. There's just so many. I think it's just like I said, where I grew up, nobody had a lot of money, but we had like a community. Like it was all the same kids, all the same families, all going to the same school, right in the center of the neighborhood. Hard Catholic school, private school. That didn't cost a lot back then. But it was just like, I don't know if I could pick out one moment really, but it was just
a
all
moment.
That.
Just a moment, any moment that you could think
of.
Just a
moment. Yeah. Like I said, I think the first time that I'd say I didn't really get into fights back then, but there are kids sometimes when you're hanging out back as a kid, they're older than you. They're a little older than you, so they're a little bigger than you. You know what I mean? And there was one kid a couple years older that was known for just being a bully and doing that type of stuff. And I think that's probably the first time I ever stood up to somebody, you know what I mean, that was bigger than me. And that's what you got to do. You got to stand up for yourself anywhere you go. You can't. And I think that was one time. It was a very specific time. We were very young, probably 13. We were just drinking beers in the wood or something, and something happened and we got into it. But then he never did it again because I stood up for myself. And I try to carry that and stand up for other people who might not be or have that mentality or have that, type of personality. If I see someone being wronged or trying to be a bully an online bully like we see a lot of on the internet, so.
And that's the one great thing I like about interviewing, right? Because people can see how bravado you is, when you send your message out or when you get on your spaces and you're so eloquently bring that spaces and break down any situation that you're talking about. But the reason why I like doing interviews is because I like to see the personable stuff too without all the drama. And with that, I want to know, what struggles did you face early on that people wouldn't guess just by looking at you?
Oh man, struggles, lots of struggles. Like I said, where I grew up, it was pretty decent for a while, but towards as I got into my teenage years, it completely changed. And we're talking it went from decent, not you had some issues here and there, but nothing crazy. So when I was around 12, 13-ish, it all started to change. And I won't get into the reasons why it did, but it changed for the worse. And that's when you're around things and things are like that are around you, it's easy to get caught up in things that you have nothing to do with, or just by being in the vicinity of people like that. And the people that were around there at that time were a lot different than the ones, that we grew up with. And like I said, the neighborhood started changing and it got dangerous. It really got dangerous. And there were numerous times where, typically I wouldn't have an issue walking here or walking there, going there or whatever around the neighborhood. But there were certain times when it got dark, that just wasn't happening anymore because it was dangerous. And luckily, like I said, I, moved up on and up and out of there. But yeah.
Now look, Purple, and I love hearing that. Now look, we all have our trials and tribulations in life, right? How did you handle betrayal or disappointment from someone who was close to you?
Oh, that's easy. A lot of that, man. I've dealt with a lot of people in my life. I've had a lot of,
okay,
yeah. I've had a lot of businesses. Dealt with a lot of people, and when something like that happens, what you have to tell you or what you have to understand is that if somebody betrays you like that, that's a them problem. Okay. That's not a you problem. Okay. That's something they got going on in their life. You know what I mean? That makes them do something like that. That's uncalled for or what have you. But a lot of people feel guilty about that and think they did something or something. But usually it's the person who betrays you that is having the issues that makes them do that. And trust me, I've had plenty of that in my life with different people, over the last, almost 30 years being an adult.
I'm not sure if that's me, Purple, but it looked like we breaking up.
Yeah, you just broke up a little. I can hear you good now, though.
Can you hear me, Purple? I don't know if that was me or you breaking up. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, I can hear you, bro. You were breaking up just a little bit here and there, but it ain't nothing crazy.
And I apologize about that. Now, I'm going to get into it now. I want to talk about your motivation and purpose, right? What drives you when nobody is clapping for you?
Me. I've always been an independent guy. I do everything myself. I haven't worked for anybody in almost over 20 years. I'm a very independent person and I have a self-drive. So I drive myself. I have goals, plans, this, that, and that's all I need. Because, a lot of people out there might need a little push and I don't. I motivate myself, and if I put my mind to something, I'm gonna do it. And that's all the drive I need. You know what I mean? As far as coming from within, because like I said, some people don't have that, but I was just be lucky enough to be blessed with this internal fortitude, I guess, to stay strong and push through, because there's a lot of times where, it'd be easy to just throw in the towel and give up. I've been down, I've been up, I've been down, I've been up, but that's just life. So you just got to roll with the punches and keep it pushing.
Oh my, that's a great answer. Now, how would you describe yourself to someone who's never met you?
Someone that's never met me, I would say I'm one of the nicest people possible, unless you're a piece of shit. It's really that simple. Too nice in a lot of cases. I give people lots of benefit of doubt in a lot of cases. And I know it doesn't seem like that, but it's like when I see somebody who is just a bad person, who just attacks and threatens other people, I'm just not going to stand for that. I'm just not. And if you're not that and you're a good person, we could be the best friends in the world. But it just seems like there's an awful lot of that negativity out there with these certain people that I've talked about before. And so I guess if no one has ever met me before, that's what I tell them. I'm gonna be like, yeah, I can be a little active and amplified at times. Of course, I'm half Italian. You know what I mean? That kind of runs in our blood. But it's like, for the most part, I'm pretty even keeled and everything. It's just that when I see, again, people getting bullied and attacked for no reason and lies made up of people, like they make it up about you, I can't stand it. I cannot take it. And that's when I'm going to get a little animated, because it's warranted. It's you know what I mean? It's deserved for those type of people.
See, when I look at you and I see the thrive and the drive that you have, when I see you pushing this movement, right? I want to ask you, because you're big on social media. When I look at you, everybody know who PurpleKoolAidDrinker is. How do you define success for yourself, not what social media says?
For myself, look, I just try to be the best person I can be to everybody I come in contact with every day. It's really that's success for me, because you won't find, like, all these clowns that want to research my history, they won't find one single person that will ever claim that Purple Kool-Aid ever fucked them over or did something wrong to them. Go see if you can find that person, because you won't. And that's how I define success. No matter how much money I got, no matter how much, all the material shit, that doesn't matter. But again, I was raised to be, and it's life is simple. It's about right and wrong. And if I'm acting in the right way all the time, that's all I need. That's the only satisfaction I need in my life, because there's a lot of people out there who don't know how to fucking act right, and that's a problem.
Oh, great answer, man. And I'm gonna ask this last question right here, and then I want to get into some sports with you, because, like, the reason why I so love having you on here is because my good friend, he's a big Buffalo Bill fan, right? And I argue with him about Lamar and Josh Allen, and we're gonna get into that. But I want to ask you this, right? When your name comes up in the room that you're not in, what do you hope people say about you?
I hope they say exactly what I was just saying. That, you know what I mean? If they can go back in their memory and think of all the interactions they've had with me in their lives, that they're not going to think of really a negative one. You know what I mean? Where they look at me a little sideways and be like, yeah, I didn't like the way he acted there. You know what I mean? And as long as they can say that, again, I'm good. You know what I mean? And I don't think there's anybody out there on this earth that can ever say, you know what I mean, they've had a purposeful negative interaction with me, so to speak. You know what I mean? On purpose. Now, of course, obviously things happen in life and all that, but it's like, I will never intentionally go out of my way, you know what I mean, to have a negative interaction with something if I can avoid it. And that's all I hope, you know what I mean, they would say.
That's a great answer. And what I see, you, man, it's just wonderful to see, right? Somebody who don't bend, break, or fold, you know, with the amount of pressure and the amount of missiles that are sent your way. And what you explaining to us, you know, about your upbringing and how you came up, I definitely understand why PurpleKoolAidDrinker is the strong person, the advocate he is today, and that's much appreciated coming from my end. Now, we're going to get into the nitty-gritty, but since I know that you are a big Baltimore Ravens fan, I call you the king of Baltimore, right?
I appreciate it.
Let's talk about Lamar Jackson, right? You know, the critics say about Lamar, his playoff resume doesn't match his regular season dominance. At what point does that narrative become fair to you as a fan?
Well, let me tell you how I feel about that in general, okay? I don't look at playoffs, regular season. A football game is a football game, okay? And he could have great games in the regular season, great games in the playoffs. And if you actually look outside of his first 2 years, if you take the first 2 years out, he's actually been pretty fucking good in the playoffs. So that, again, what you said is right. It's a narrative. It's a narrative. You know what I mean? And there won't be anything that would change my mind on that because I look at everything as a whole. I look at the whole thing. Like another game is just another game, whether it's in the playoffs or wherever. You know what I mean? That whole clutch gene argument, I don't buy that for a second. And it's just timing and happenstance as far as when you have that great game, when you don't. So I don't think I buy into that just period. You know what I mean? And all I got to say is just keep watching. You'll see. Lamar's going to win a Super Bowl. He's going to win a Super Bowl. I'm telling you right now. He's going to win a Super Bowl. He's simply too good.
Okay, now let's speak on Josh Allen real quick, right? He put up huge postseason numbers, but he still doesn't have a Super Bowl. Is it almost becoming his legacy, do you think?
Well, you got to remember, the numbers he's put up, mainly, all the big numbers, are in the first round against terrible teams who just snuck in the playoffs, like the number 7 seed, the playing. It's the further he gets into the playoffs, the worse he gets. So, but I mean, he's a great quarterback. I'm not going to say he's not a good quarterback, but he's a bit of a stat pattern with his little 1-yard touchdowns. You know what I mean? That pile onto his totals that make it look different. But him and Lamar, let's be fair, are in the same kind of similar circumstance. You know what I mean? Both obviously top 3 quarterbacks, top 5 quarterbacks, whatever you want to say, but neither of them have won a Super Bowl. But what you have to remember is people lack perspective sometimes. Peyton Manning didn't win jack shit until he was Lamar's age right now. So it's like, and Lamar's got another decade in this league. Josh Allen's got another decade in this league. They're going to win plenty, and it's all going to even out in the end. Great quarterbacks are great quarterbacks. They go through ups, downs. I mean, Peyton Manning was terrible in the playoffs if he got there in the early part of his career. So this isn't anything new. I just think what Mahomes has done has made it look like that's normal, and it's not. What Brady did, it's not normal. Okay, but again, I think over the next 5 to 10 years, it's all going to come out in the wash. Josh Allen will probably win a Super Bowl. Lamar Jackson will probably win a Super Bowl, or who knows how many, and we won't be having any of these conversations anymore.
I got a couple of more questions about this, right? Because, and it's about Lamar and Josh, because when we talk about Lamar, his game, it heavily relies on his mobility. What happens when that elite speed declines? And with Josh, we know he take a lot of physical hits from like linebackers and stuff. How sustainable is that over his career?
So here's the thing with Lamar. Lamar, if you actually watch him, Lamar never takes big hits hardly. I mean, ever. The way he can go from running to down on the ground is unbelievable. And every time Lamar's been hurt, it hasn't been running. It's been in the pocket. So that's another fallacy that people like to claim. Oh, he's going to run and get hurt. Lamar doesn't get hurt running the ball. He gets hurt in the pocket if he does get hurt. Now, Josh Allen, on the other hand, is a different type of runner. He's a big dude. You know what I mean? So he's just as big as those linebackers he's hitting. Lamar kind of runs, gets down and slides and ducks under the hits and doesn't take them or gets out of bounds. But Josh is going to have to start doing that to some extent because he's not going to be able to keep lowering his shoulder and just running into dudes that are just as big as him forever. That's not sustainable.
And the reason why I favor Lamar is because a lot of us, and myself, we look at Josh Allen and we can look and see that he has more offensive freedom and weapons. Would his numbers look different in a Baltimore Ravens uniform with the system?
Well, I mean, they're in similar systems. I mean, Josh Allen in the past has definitely had better targets receiving wise. The Ravens typically spend a lot on defense and have been historically not too reliant on the wide receivers, a lot on tight ends and stuff. But when you're a great quarterback like that, it doesn't matter what system you're playing in, where you're playing, you're going to be successful because you're a great quarterback. You just are. You know what I mean? So they put him anywhere. He'll be successful.
Okay, now this is the hard one right here. Then I want to get to your new coach. This is the hard one.
Mm-hmm.
Right now, out of Lamar and Josh, who is the better per quarterback? Not athlete, not highlight machine, but quarterback.
Look at the numbers. It's clear. You know what I mean? Josh, like I said, Allen pads a lot of his stats with the total touchdowns from the 1 yard line, rushing it in behind his offensive line. Go look at the passing stats over the last 5 years. Has Josh Allen ever had 41 touchdowns and 4 interceptions? Almost set the record for passer rating? No, he hasn't. Lamar, as crazy as it sounds, at his best is as good a thrower as anybody has ever been. Right now he's basically tied with Aaron Rodgers for quarterback rating in the history of the NFL. Josh Allen's like 20th. I mean, that's just the facts. And the perception is that Lamar's not. But if you look at the numbers and you watch the games, Lamar can throw the ball as good as anybody, period. I mean, and like I said, the numbers back it up. His analytics are just off the charts. The way Josh Allen won that MVP over him was just ridiculous. Now, I'm not going to get into all that, but it was just – but Lamar is the better thrower of the football. But again, we're talking little differences here. We're not talking a lot. You know, I don't want to put Josh down or anything, but if you look at the recent history and look at the numbers, Lamar's been as good of a thrower of the football as anybody in the NFL.
Okay, last question before we get into the nitty-gritty. I want to talk about your coach, your new coach. Well, first your old coach. How hard was that in Harbaugh leaving? And I also want you to answer about Jesse Minter, right? Because, you know, he was hired as the new coach, and in 2024, they had the number 1 defense for points allowed. They was ranked number 11 for the, yards per game. And in 2025, we seen them even get better to where they became 5th in league defense. Scoring went up to 20. They was 9th. So what's your thoughts on Jesse Minter coming into the new system?
Man, I love it. He's going to call the defensive plays. So that's good. That's a change from John Harbaugh. And as far as Harbaugh's concerned, man, he was here, 17 years? I mean, there's only so much time. And I'm one of these people where I hate blaming coaches. I hate it because it's so unfounded a lot of times, like they have any control with the players on the field. And especially him, he never called the plays. But after all that time, like I said, I think it was 17 years. It's like, change is tough, but sometimes it's necessary. And I think this was the right time. And I trust our owner beyond anything. So if he thought this was the right move, I back it 100%. But Minter, so what's been going on with that is the staff he has brought together has been getting reviews that are just out of this park. Like, I mean, just the coaches he's brought in for his staff are just unbelievable. Like head coaches or guys that were going to be head coaches for other teams, they're coming in to be on our defensive coordinator, stuff like that. So he has put together an amazing staff, and I'm excited to see what changes, he can do. And of course, he's got the GOAT Lamar Jackson to work with. So it's like, I can't wait to see what changes are made and see which direction they go compared to what Harbaugh was. Because people will say Harbaugh was a special teams coach, and people will say that he wasn't like a X's and O's guy. He was more of a CEO. Minter is an X and O's guy. Like he's a play caller. So it's going to be real interesting to see, what happens with him.
So it reminded me of, like our coach Jason Garrett, compared to Harbaugh, even though Harbaugh was a better coach. But, with Jesse Minter coming into with the Ravens, I think it's very much exciting. I think it's a change, not only that the franchise needed, but the number 1 player in the franchise in Lamar Jackson. After, he had a lot of success with Harbaugh, but sometimes change is good. So I agree with you 100% on that. Now, let's get into it, Purple, because I want to get everybody to get to know about you a little bit, right? And I want to talk to you about sports. Right now, I want to talk about the injustice, right? Because one thing I seen, right, from you, Purple, man, when it comes to standing in the front line, taking all the bullets and shooting all the bullets back, man, you is the epitome of that. And that is well respected, especially for Aiden Kearney, a.k.a. Turtle Boy, a.k.a. I call him the GOAT. Can you talk about the injustice that the GOAT is going through, and also about yourself and what you're going through? Let's get into that.
But yeah, so well, first off, the GOAT got a big win today with the Karen Reed situation with the phones. Let's highlight that first. So the judge ruled that so Karen Reed is officially free. Her injustice has ended, so to speak. But when it comes to Turtle Boy, man, it's like it's such an example of what's going on in this country in even larger ways with what's going on with him. You have this big, giant, powerful government entity who doesn't like that he's shining the light on their bullshit. And they are using everything they possibly can to throw at him, to shut him up, to stop him, and to financially harm him in any way possible. And people have to realize that, like I said, there's good people and bad people. There's good cops and bad cops. And this isn't anything new. There's a lot of injustice going on everywhere. It's just that with being a fan of Turtle Boy, we're now getting a front row seat and following the Karen Reed trial. You know what I mean? We're getting a front row seat because I'm going to tell you what, no other state has anything on Massachusetts from what I've seen. I've seen some corrupt shit before, but I don't know that I've ever seen it this deep. You know what I mean? We had a scandal here in Baltimore, the GTTF scandal. You know what I mean? They were planting drugs on drug dealers, planting guns on drug dealers. You know what I mean? There was books about it, movies about it. You know what I mean? But this stuff on this level, covering up murders of cops by cops, and trying to, like I said, throw Turtle Boy in jail for nonsense, I haven't ever seen anything like this, and probably won't ever again, if we're being honest. I hope I don't.
Like, how do you feel, right, Purple? And I want everybody to know we got PurpleKoolAidDrinker. Y'all make sure y'all follow him at Lamar versus Allen on X, a.k.a. Twitter, right? I want to know how you feel, Purple, about the critics who say the GOAT, reporting crossed ethical lines.
There's examples all over the place of people doing far worse things than Aiden Kearney ever did. I can promise you that. There was one posted today. I think if you go to his feed, he retweeted. But what Aiden does is nothing new. He was just doing it to people who had power and who didn't like it. And that's why he's getting the backlash he got. But he's been doing this forever. Like, this isn't anything new. But again, when he starts shining that light on the bad actors, they don't like that because nobody's come along before him and shine that light down on them. And they don't like to get exposed like that. So, you saw what they're doing. They're just using every trick in the book. And like I said, for him to not go to court he's not going to go to court for 3 years after these type of charges. It's just ridiculous. And it's clear that it's a persecution. It's not a prosecution. They're just trying to drain his money, but it doesn't matter because his audience is so big that they're going to keep filling the coffers anyway. And they'll never be able to break him and they'll never be able to bankrupt him. And they've taken all their best shots. And it's always going to end up falling flat on his face. He's just got to keep pushing through. He's going to win because he always wins. Like, that's what these people don't understand. They didn't realize who they were going up against. But I've been following him for a very long time, way before Karen Reed. And go ahead.
I'm sorry.
No, go ahead.
No. As you spoke about that was a huge victory for the GOAT today, right?
Yep.
That they ruled against Cosgrove. Like, people don't know how enormous of a victory that was for Aiden Kearney, like you stated, who has been fighting this corruption, this injustice against him for 3 years. That is a momentous moment right now, Purple.
Yeah, and it's telling that the judge who denied it is Judge Corrupt, who I call Judge Corrupt, because he clearly does not like Aiden. So if he denied it, that shit was just baseless, completely baseless, because we know these judges will find reasons to rule against certain people, like Karen Reed, like Aiden. They'll find a reason. They'll make one up legally if they have to. You know what I mean? And the fact that they couldn't even find any reason for them to, I mean, they've already got the phone extractions anyway. This is just more games. This is just more games to try to pressure Karen Reed. But it's like, it's over. They lost, and they're only going to keep losing more and more and more, because now people like her are going on offense. And once all these charges are gone from Aiden, he's going to be going on offense too. And that's when it's going to really get fun. That's when they're really going to get what they deserve.
And one thing I want to know, like, people thought I was you. They thought I was PurpleKoolAidDrinker when I first came on here. What was your thoughts on that when people thought I was you when I first came into this movement?
So that is just so funny, because, and what's funny about that, I mentioned this on a space the other night, is that there's a certain person who I won't mention by name who tagged me and said, I owe Lamar Allen an apology. I really thought he was Ray from Dallas. And I tweeted back, because I don't interact with this person, because I don't interact with those type of people. I was like, of all people, okay, knowing my personality and who I am, why the hell would I hide behind anything? I have to say, I hide behind nothing. I'll say it here. I'll say it there. I'll say it right to your fucking face. And I've invited some of these people to come let me say it to their face. They haven't taken me up on that offer, surprisingly. But it's like,
no,
of all people, you think I need to hide behind something? Nah, man. I don't hide.
And the one thing, you know, that I heard you saying, and the one thing about you, you are very thorough with your words. And when you speak them, you let us know they're coming across clear cut, no debating. That's how PurpleKoolAidDrinker is coming, right? Now, when you stated, right, the difference between you and a lot of other people out here, right? When you go to the Wilbur, people are going to want to take pictures with you. People are going to want to come up and talk to you. Can you elaborate on that and tell me how that situation came across of you speaking on it?
Yeah, because it's the truth. Like, because there's these other people we know about, they can't show up to places like that in public, you know, because they're going to be doing this, looking over their shoulder, like, who's going to come up to me? What have I done to them? The thing is, I don't do fuck shit to people. You know what I mean? So when I go to the Wilbur, as I said on the space the other night, it's all love, because I don't do harmful things to people. I don't threaten people. I don't attack people unless they deserve it. You know what I mean? And that's very apparent when I go to a place like the Wilbur, and it's just like I said on space, it's all PurpleKoolAid. Can we take a picture? Blah, love you, great. Blah, 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 blah. But these bad actors, they wouldn't dare step in an environment like that, because out of 100 people in that room, they've probably fucked with 50 of them in some way. So they can't do that. You know what I mean? So that's why I said the difference between me and them is I can go to places like that and get the support and love. They can't, because they're pieces of shit. And that's been borne out over the past year with all these people. And I'm just glad people are finally seeing it and realizing it now.
And as I know, right, it's a lot of false things that being said out here about me, you know, about you, right? And like I said, on your spaces the other day, you were very adamant, you know, about the false narratives that are being stated about you, and just the horrendous things, you know, that people are saying. Can you speak on some of them false narratives that you were addressing on spaces?
Yeah, it's just like this. I've told a couple people this recently, okay? It's like when you got a witness up on the witness stand and they're testifying to facts that are true, and they're not good for your client, okay? And then as the lawyer, you've got to go up there and you can't refute anything they're saying, because they're just telling, you know, the truth and the facts. So what do you have to resort to? You have to resort to smearing them. Okay, you have to resort to destroying their or trying to destroy their credibility because you don't have any facts on your side. You know what I mean? To argue. And that's exactly what goes on in these places. You know what I mean? These people don't have any facts. They're all the people I go after, they're all pieces of shit. It's been well documented by not just me, by other people. And they don't have any facts to support the things they do. So they just have to resort to smears like they did with you, smears with me. You know what I mean? One of the new ones is that I have a history of beating women.
Oh, wow.
Patently false. Just literally made up out of fucking thin air. Okay.
Oh, wow.
But see, people like say that, but again, they can't hurt me. They can say whatever the fuck they want. They're not going to affect my life one fucking bit. Okay. Not one. So let them say whatever, but saying stuff like that is clearly a lie and defamatory. I just want them to use my full name so I can then go after them. You know what I mean? Just put my name. You put it all over the place. Go ahead and put a statement like that next to my name and see what the fuck happens. Because once again, I don't play, and I will come after you, and I have the resources to do it. So proceed at your own risk.
And like you said, in that space the other night, it was so refreshing, right? To hear you speak on that, where you spoke about me, you brought up the jerk offs. You brought up Obach, and you brought up Jathan, right? Mm-hmm. Now, what's your history with Mike?
With Mike?
With Mike, like what did it all? Like, because I heard you speaking on, the proof of him calling and trying to, getting back on his team, and it's not going to happen.
But who are you talking about? I'm sorry.
Mike Crawford.
Oh, Crawford. Cryford. That we call him Cryford. Okay, Crawford, not Crawford. Yeah. Cryford. Yeah, he don't like that. But no, he was trying to deny that that he didn't come crawling back to Aiden at some point last week, which he did. You know what I mean? Trying to be his friend again because he finally realized that going up against the GOAT, you're not going to win that battle. You're just not. And I don't know how many people it's going to take for these idiots to realize that, again, you're going to lose. Eventually, you're going to lose. And Crawford realized, okay, that he had lost. He's down like 8,000 subscribers. His views are in the fucking tank. And he realizes that the future is bleak without Aiden, okay? And he came crawling back. Do you want me to delete anything? I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. He can say anything he wants. But he knows. I'll just say, trust me. I've confirmed that it's happened, and it did happen. And he can deny it all he wants. But he tried to come crawling back and tried to, I was in a different headspace and blah, 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 blah. Too late, buddy. Too late.
Speaking of Cryford, did you see this? Make sure I still got the man, the Mr. Legend, where it said, oh, man. I don't got it right now, but that's okay. Well, we'll get back to it. But speaking of that, right, if you can see the play a mile away, like all the people on the other side, you got any history with all the people involved who ran that play from Cryford to
not until Karen Reed. I mean, Cryford has shown he's weak in the past a few different times. I mean, this is nothing new. Everybody knows he's weak. He tried to play this fake tough guy for a while, but we see where it ended up. He just came crawling back to Aiden. You know what I mean? Despite whatever he wants to say, he did. You know you did. And like I said, Aiden's too nice of a guy to release those texts. But if he did release those texts, Cryford would lose another 5,000 subscribers. I'm telling you. And Cryford should just be lucky that Aiden's too nice in a lot of situations, if we're being honest, because I would have just buried his ass. You know what I mean? Like once you turn on me, it's over. You're dead. You know what I mean? Aiden doesn't quite look at it that way in some certain situations, but it's like, so once you show me that this is who you are, I'm going to keep believing you, and I'm going to keep treating you like that.
So you got any history with Nam?
No. Like I said, these are all like Karen Reed people that came along during the case. Usually a lot of them second trial, not first trial. But yeah, there's no history beyond, like I said, Karen retrial or anything like that with any of these people. These are people that just came out of fucking nowhere, you know what I mean, for the trial or whatever.
But you went in on Jathan.
Oh well, Jathan. I mean, this is Jathan has had a rough week. I'll just say that Jathan's had a rough fucking week. You know, it's been a great week for good and a terrible week for evil. You know what I mean? Because the shit that has come out recently about Jathan, those texts Jessica Machado wrote. I mean, you're not coming back from that. I mean, and this dude is a complete fraud. He's always been a fucking fraud. I've been telling Aiden this for 8 months, and luckily he finally got it. And like I said, this is just it's good to see that it's okay to see the good in people, but when they show you bad, and other people tell you bad, you should listen. And look, but hey, let's just look ahead now. Forget about the past. That's where he's at now, and he gets it now. He knows. He's told me I was right. He's told me other people were right too, and he should have listened. So that's neither here nor there, and we'll just keep moving forward. But Jathan is one of the biggest piece of garbages I've ever come across in my life. I mean, the things that the people don't know, I'll just say, that aren't publicized. It's even worse than you can imagine. And I don't even know. I'm trying to think of what put me onto him like so long ago. This was back in the summer. I'm trying to think of what happened. But anyway, but yeah, him and his little crew, bad news. Bad fucking news.
Yeah, because I did see you speak on Obach as well, right?
Yep, she's in the crew.
And also the Baron situation. I see you broke that down. Can you speak on that?
It's just another dude hiding behind a fucking keyboard, another pussy who won't. Baron lives locally. Like, come to the Wilbur, come to the Halloween party. Where are you at? They yap because they got this thing right here, this computer in front of them. Okay, but they wouldn't yap one word in person because they know what would happen. Okay, they know. And like I said, I'm not hard to find. Them on the they are very hard to find. You know what I mean? They hide because they can't back that shit up that they run their mouth about. If it came to in person, again, whole different story. So once again, my invitation's always open. I'll be at every big event. Come find me. Let's have a talk. Let's take that walk. They don't want
Let's take that walk. Oh my. Hey, now listen, y'all know who we got here. It's PurpleKoolAidDrinker, aka at Lamar versus Allen on X, aka Twitter. Y'all make sure y'all give him a follow. We got the mods down there dropping it in the chat, right? And I want to talk to you again about the GOAT, right? Because, man, it touches my heart when I see somebody going through false accusations like this, especially myself now and also you, with people saying the things about you, right? It's just heartbreaking to see that. It's like when you see people trying to bully, right? But when you cut from a different cloth, we don't get intimidated by bullies. How do you feel about that?
Well, see, that's the thing. A lot of people do get intimidated by bullies. And it seems like in Jathan's case, he bullies women, you know, for the most part. You know, big guy he is, you know, trying to bully women. But I told him months ago that all this fear that these people put into other people, all this fuck shit they do, that shit's over. That shit's dead. Nobody's scared of these people anymore. We're just not. You know, you've tried everything. You've taken all your best shots and they failed. They failed. I'm still here. I'm still yet talking. And you're still hiding. Okay? So until you want to come out from hiding and stand on those 10 toes in front of anybody that you're saying these things about, shut the fuck up. But they won't, because again, they have that protection of that screen in front of them. They have that protection that they know nobody can touch them, legally or otherwise. So that's the only reason why they do it. If they were in person in front of me, they wouldn't say a fucking word to me. And they know it. That's why they do it on the internet.
And you know, we and myself, you know, people get doxxed, you know, addresses get put out there. It could be scary to a lot of folks, not like guys like me or you, but it's a lot of women and children and even men around here who get harmed like that. Where is the the compassion. These people have no compassion for what they're doing. This is gutless.
These are soulless individuals. Like seriously, they get off on this type of shit, and that just tells you how sick they really are. You know what I mean? Like, how do you sleep at night? How do you go around and this is your life? This is what you do? You try to threaten people. You try to harass people. You try to gain information on people and hold it over their head. Like me, for example, okay? They went through all my Facebooks, all my Instagram, and I purposely left that shit up wide open. Like, go ahead and look through anything you fucking want. Okay? You can't hurt me. You're not going to find anything, and I stand behind anything and everything I've ever done or said. Okay? So I don't care. I'm not scared of you. Okay? And see, that's a change from what the response they usually get is, because honestly, a lot of people do want to remain private. They don't want their information out there. And these bad actors know that, and they use that against them, which is, again, it's just sick and demented behavior. And I, like I said, I just wonder who raised these fucking people, because it certainly wasn't like the people that raised me on how to act. Like, I just can't, I don't understand it.
Hey, the one thing I love about you and your commentary and the way you break stuff down, like I say, you're real thorough, like from the north to the south to the east to the west. You got all corners covered, right? And, you know, it was so great to hear you speak about me. And when you said Ray went back and listened to the tape and he could hear somebody in the background, what was your thoughts when you went back and heard that?
Yeah, because you didn't catch that when you're watching it live. You know what I mean? You don't catch that type of stuff. And I knew the whole time this was all set up. This was all a 5150 production, no doubt about it. You know, him talking about, oh yeah, I tried to slice my wrist and kill myself. Shut the fuck up. You dropped a glass table on your arm, you lying piece of shit. And I didn't even need that person in the background saying yeah, and him turning his head and looking at him or whatever to know that. But it just showed you, it was just another example of how this is all contrived fucking bullshit. You know what I mean? And but this is what they do, bro. Like when you go against them, they're gonna throw every single thing. When you back the GOAT, they're gonna throw every. And I don't want to say they. This is really a 5150 thing. If we're being honest, like it's never been this bad with anybody else. She has taken it to levels that I can't even understand. But this is it. I knew it was fake from the jump. You know what I mean? And you want to talk about going low? You can't go any fucking lower. And it's just so disturbing how you can try to put that scarlet letter on somebody just because you're trying to win some war with your ex-boyfriend. It's truly a disgusting thing. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm going to make a prediction. Things aren't going to go well for her in the future. In there could be a number of different ways, but she has gone so far over the line that either karma or legally she is going to pay. She's going to pay for what she's done, because it's just so ridiculous and so out of line. And then you have these people, the anti-Aiden crew that wants to back her, wants to back this type of stuff. Like the video about his daughter that Jathan wouldn't denounce because who knows what shit 5150 has on him. It's a whole bunch. But like I always say, evil finds each other, right? Bad people find each other. And that's what has happened over the past 6 months, because bad people aren't allowed in good people circles, because the good people say, wait a minute, you're a piece of shit. You can't hang around us. So that casts all the bad and all the evil people to the side, and they all form together like Voltron, essentially. And that's what we have going on right now. And like I said, they might win a few battles here and there, but they're going to lose the war. Aiden's going to win the war. Speaking
of that individual, it's all about getting dumped, right? And to go to these extreme levels, you know, it's so disheartening, right? When that person put the goat out, you know, crying on the floor, right? Look, I tell everybody this, right? The GOAT is a stand-up person. He ain't a guy who gonna go to jail, right? He's not. This is no knock on him, but he's a stand-up man who is well educated, went through Life College, and doing the right thing as a journalist. He's not a guy who you think is going to go to jail, and for him to go to jail like that, when it being total, it being not justified and all, and we know this was a hit orchestrated, by this ruthless, corrupt place down there, and for people to mock him on the ground, crying like that, not understanding, like to go to jail for nothing, and then having a person saying, "I'm gonna do this if you don't whoop-de-whoop." Speak on that, Purple.
Like I said, it's just unbelievable. Like I've come across some real pieces of shit in my day. Like, just trust me, I have. And I've seen some actions, some vengeance, some jealousy, some get back. I have never seen a person who is so disturbed as this one is, and is doing the things and who just won't let it go. Maybe a week you're mad, maybe a month. We're going on like month 3 now. And it does appear to be a little let up in sight, because it sounds like she's on thin ice at her job, and she's got the account deleted and everything. So maybe that'll slow her down. But again, she just is so crazy that she doesn't understand that long run. See, I'm a long-term thinker. I don't think short-term. I'm a long-term thinker, and long-term, it's going to come back around to her. It's going to come back around to her. So she better enjoy this. I guess enjoy whatever she's doing if it satisfies her right now. But the worm will turn eventually, and there's going to be pressure put on her by certain things and individuals, and she's going to deserve every single fucking bit of it. Every bit of it.
Now, with me and you both being, a target of doxing, how do you define doxing, and where should the legal line be drawn?
I mean, doxing's easy. If you have a screen name on Twitter or wherever that's not your real name, you clearly have that because you don't want your personal info out there, because you have pieces of shit like these people who will weaponize that information against you if they so choose. So doxing is pretty simple. You know what I mean? If you don't have your name, some people do, on your account or whatever, and then other people decide that, oh, we're just going to put it all out there and go, like, that's doxing. You know what I mean? And again, they do that because they can scare a lot of people. A lot of people, like I said, don't have it in them to kind of stand up and say, you're not going to hurt me. Like, a lot of them, trust me, I've talked to plenty of them when it comes to Jathan. They don't want any problems. And they're not really fighters at heart, or so to speak. And it works on a lot of them. And that's why these people do it, because it works a lot of times, especially when it's a female, because men and women are different. You know what I mean? A man is a lot more likely to stand up than a female is. You know what I mean? So it's truly disgusting to know what these people try to do to people. But again, it's all coming to an end. They can try this shit all they want, but that shit's over. We're not scared anymore. Enough people have stood up at this point to where now it's like, go ahead and do it. Like what do you think you're going to cause in my life that's going to change it for the negative if you do this? Nothing. Like, you can't affect my life a single fucking bit. This is the internet. This isn't real fucking life. Do whatever you want. Put whatever. I don't care. And I think a lot more people are coming with that attitude. Like you're not going to bully me. I don't care. Do what you want. But you're not gonna make me cower in the corner. You know what I mean? Like you used to do. Because before, like I said, they did this behind the scenes. Nobody really knew about it. They got away with it behind the public view. But now everybody knows about this shit. Everybody knows what they do. Everybody knows who's doing it. And when that happens, more people stand up. Trust me, my DMs recently have been crazy. And there have been certain other accounts popping up that I don't even know who they are. But people are starting to stand up and say, no, we're not gonna put up with this bullshit anymore. And I think, like I said, the tide has turned, and their power isn't once what it was, especially with Jathan, because the last little bit he was hanging on to was that relationship with Aiden. He's like, if I have that, you know what I mean, I can go in DMs and I can say, I talked to Aiden 3 times today. You know what I mean? I'm very close with Aiden. Well, not no more, bitch.
Now, I want to talk about blackmail, right? Can you define what blackmail is to you, and then I'll get into my question?
Yeah, blackmail is obviously just using some type of negative information about a person against them. You know what I mean? And boy, let me tell you, the blackmail material that 5150 has on Jathan. And I said it right from the word go. Go back and check the receipts. I just retweeted one today, December 3rd, I think it was. I said, he ain't going nowhere because now he's got a problem. His biggest asset in 5150 being close to Aiden is now a liability. It's a problem. But the problem is she knows all his secrets, all his dirty, dark secrets. And if the shit we know, imagine what she knows about him. Imagine all the fucking bullshit they've done behind the scenes that people don't know about. Well, guess who knows about it? 5150 knows about it. And she's sitting right over his shoulder saying, go ahead and back Aiden and see what happens. Go ahead and wander off the reservation and see what happens. And he won't fucking dare. She has his balls right here. And all she's got to do is just squeeze these motherfuckers and squeeze them anytime she wants. And he knows that. And he's a pussy, so he'll never stand up to her.
So did you ever see the email I got? Do you consider that as blackmail?
No. The email you got?
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I saw it posted on Twitter. Yeah. I saw it said. You know, just a suggestion. You know, maybe you know. Yeah. I saw it.
Well, what do you think about that? Do you think that like, you want to? It's like, let me go to it. It's like you want to call me, or else, like,
yeah, or else,
a lot of
or
people,
threats. You know what I mean? It's just standard
blackmail
threats. Mm-hmm.
So I want to ask you this. So, how serious are online threats compared to in-person threats?
Oh, well, if I'm making them, they're very serious because I'll back them up. If other people are making them, they're not worth shit usually. You know what I mean? Certain people over there, they like to yap, but they don't have anything to back it up. Like I said, they'll never show up in person. They'll just do all their yapping behind a computer screen in front of the keyboard. But typically, you know what I mean? It's a lot of big talk, especially from the bad actors on the internet. But with 5150, you know what I mean? She's so crazy that she can manufacture something like she did against you. And that's a problem. You know what I mean? That's a big fucking problem. And like you said, those letters or the emails she sent you, they were soft threats. Okay. And like, you better get in line. You know, it's just like the mob. You know what I mean? When they go into the business owner and you say, you know, we wouldn't want somebody to break your window tonight, you know, when the store's closed, would we? Right. So you're going to pay us. And that's why she's called the Mayorist, because she is a fucking terrorist. And you shouldn't negotiate with fucking terrorists. And again, I've never seen anything like it. I've never seen anything like it in real life. It's just like, because again, in real life, okay, like you're over here, she's way up here. You know what I mean? So again, she can hide. She can throw bombs from a distance. You know what I mean? And not have to worry about anything. You're in different states, so you got to get a lawyer for that state. So again, they use all this shit to their advantage. But again, that's why they use the internet to do it, because they can get away with a lot of it. But in real life, would never fly. Never.
Let's talk about the internet and how they can get away with it, right? Should, like, the anonymous accounts have stricter verification rules placed upon them, in your opinion?
Yeah, I mean, that's a nice idea, but you're never going to be able to put something like that in place, because then you wouldn't have anybody on the app. You know what I mean? Like, I'd say, I'm trying to think of the percentage of people who have their real name. It's pretty low. Like, it's probably 20% maybe of people who actually put their real self out there versus 80%. So you don't want to lose the 80%. You know, life's all about numbers, and those numbers just wouldn't work. You know what I mean? And it is a problem that people can just make as many accounts as they want and just be whoever they want. And that's what they thrive on. You know, they can be this person one day, they can be this account one day, another account one day, and make it look like that all these different accounts that are just them support them. They can literally create support that isn't there with these fake accounts, which is one of their specialties. But I don't think there's anything you're going to ever be able to do to stop the anonymous accounts. It wouldn't make sense business wise, and there's no way you could rein that in at this point, unfortunately.
Okay, so I want to ask you this, right? So what you saying that at what point does free speech turn into harassment, in your opinion?
That's a good question. You know what I mean? Especially when it's online versus in real life. You know what I mean? Because you're going to be able to get away with a whole lot more online than you would be in real life. And that's just because, again, you're not right there with the person. You know what I mean? You a lot of people who do this, they don't have access to the other person, so to speak. So if you try to do something about it, a court's going to say, well, they're there, you're there. So but again, they use this to their advantage because they could never, like I said, they could never be like this in real life. So I can be a piece of shit on the internet and just do what the hell ever. You know what I mean? But harassment versus, trust me, there's been some situations where harassment has gone way over the line, even if it's been through phone calls to family members of people, to friends of people. There's been situations with that. So that's when it crosses the line. Like anybody can say whatever the hell they want on Twitter, whatever. But when you start, let's say you had somebody's phone number and you start calling them and harassing them and calling them repeatedly and just won't leave them alone. And they're scared to go to their house or something because of this situation. That's when you shift into the harassment area versus just running your mouth on Twitter.
And that's a great answer because I want to ask you, it's like a two-part question, right? But does the intent matter more than impact when prosecuting, the digital harassment cases? And, adding to that, can someone reposting someone else doxed information, if it's false, create, like a legal liability?
Yeah, well, if somebody retweets something somebody else did, okay, that gives them a little bit of safety there because it's like, I didn't do it. I just retweeted what somebody else did. You know what I mean? Now, the online laws are very interesting because, like I said, it's like sometimes you got people in this state, you got people in that state, you got people over here, you got people over there. So it's real hard, you know what I mean, to get to the point where you can actually do something about it. And it's just like, they have a lot of new laws and stuff, but it's hard because you've got to hire lawyers in their state. You got to do this. And again, they know this. So they push the limits. Now, 5150s way crossed the line many times. Other people in the past have way crossed the line other times. And when you cross the line, you better be prepared to deal with the consequences. And that's another thing. Because there's no consequences in a lot of these cases, these people feel comfortable doing this type of fuck shit. And that's unfortunate. And I don't know, like I said, how you're really gonna combat that outside of them really crossing the line. Now with your situation, line was clearly crossed. Like it's just legally, morally, whatever you want to call it. Your situation was very unique, okay? Because that was something that is clearly, it didn't even step over the line. They jumped 5 feet over the line with that. And like I said, I don't know what the plans are with that, but I know what I'd do. Because that is just unacceptable. And I can't imagine like what is within somebody to do that to somebody who is just supporting somebody else and that you don't like, and you're going to call them that. It's almost unbelievable. And then the fact you have people supporting her and this, like the Jathans of the world, like the Kate Peters of the world, supporting this shit. It just tells you all you need to know about these people. It just tells you all you need to know.
So it is like, like the online cruelty a reflection of who these people really are?
Absolutely. This is who these people are, right? Because, like I said, in real life, they're not comfortable doing this. It's inside them, but they can't get away with it. On the internet, they can get away with it. So now what they really are comes out. Their evil comes out. And like I said, it's no consequences really on a lot of stuff, and it's really sad. But yeah, it's just pure evil. I truly believe in good and evil and all that, and there's some of these people out there who I just believe are just pure evil. Like they have no souls, they have no morals, they have no integrity. They don't care who they hurt, how they hurt them, when they hurt them, and they just don't care. And like I said, I don't come from that type of background. I guess they do, but it's just sad to see.
So, what do you think? What role does mob mentality play in these digital attacks?
Oh, it definitely plays a part because, I mean, there's science to back that stuff up. When you see more people doing something or saying something, that's a lot easier to jump on with them. You know what I mean? If it's only a few people or one person saying it, it's a lot harder to kind of get people behind you. But these people have a little group and a little network that are just as evil as they are, who will back them no matter what, who will back Jathan Broyles when he texts a married woman he doesn't know that he wants to talk about coming and her orgasming and porn and getting his dick sucked. Okay.
Oh,
like this is, and again, they will have people that back them and make excuses for them. So they're just as bad. You know what I mean? But the mob mentality, like I said, it happens because the internet, I always say the internet is a place where you can get no matter what type of position, no matter what type of disgusting position or disgusting action you support, you can always find people on the internet who will figure out a way to try to take your back and take your side. And that's not usually the case in real life. But on the internet, it's so vast and so wide, you can always find somebody to agree with you. You can always find somebody, you know what I mean, to buy into your bullshit. And that's how that mob mentality kind of manifests itself on the internet.
I'm going to let everybody know we got the great Purple Kool-Aid Drinker. If y'all ain't following him, man, he one of the best doing it out here when it come to fighting injustice. Man, y'all follow him on X, a.k.a. Twitter, at Lamar versus Allen. Now, let me ask you this, Purple Kool-Aid. Are people harsher online because they don't see immediate consequences?
Facts. They don't see any consequences usually. They can say whatever the hell they want, and they can say, what are you going to do about it? And the truth is, since you're not right there with them, you can't do much about it. You know what I mean? And like I said, that's what they thrive off of. So, yeah, it's like I said, it's so different. It's that barrier of protection that the internet provides them, which gives them the confidence, I guess you could say, to do this shit, knowing that there won't be any blowback. You think they'd walk up to anybody in person and say half the shit they do on Twitter? They get their teeth knocked down their fucking throat in some instances. So they're not going to do that. But they know nobody's going to knock their keyboard down their throat. You know what I mean? That's just not how it works on the internet. So they can get away with it. And that's what they do. And it's, like I said, that's just the way it is, man.
So do you think some people justify harmful behavior as activism?
Oh, what these people doing ain't no activism. I can tell you that right now. This isn't activism. I don't know what goes through their mind to justify this behavior because I don't justify behavior like that. I couldn't even fathom getting to a point like that, how I could justify some of these things they do. But these are like the rejects from society anyway. Like I said, they don't play well in the sandbox with the other kids. You know what I mean? So they run to the internet where, like I said, they can find other kids that have been thrown out of the sandbox, that the other parents don't want them around their kids. You know what I mean? And they can find each other and be like, oh, wait, you're a piece of shit too? Oh, so am I. We should be friends. we should be friends. Oh, wait. And you know what? Another couple pieces of shit? We could all be friends. And because, like I said, the good people in real life reject them. They're the rejects. Okay, so where can they run to? They run to the internet, and it's that simple. But they don't run to the Wilbur. They don't run to the Halloween party. They don't run to any other events. You know what I mean? That I'm there front and center, standing tall, taking pictures, on video. Go ahead and do that. Then run your mouth. They won't.
Speaking of that, we know that Karen Reed was innocent, right? And we know we had a lot of people who were distractors who believed that she was guilty as charged, right? How do you feel about certain individuals who was on the FKR movement aligning themselves with them people who thought that she was guilty and tarnished her with everything in them?
They're just frauds, weak, spineless people who got jealous of Aiden and Aiden rubbed them the wrong way. See, here's what you got to understand with success. Okay, anytime you're successful and as controversial, say as Aiden, you're going to have these type of people around. Like everybody's not going to love you, and that's not an Aiden problem. That's a them problem. So it's really not unexpected that you have these phonies who said, "Oh, I'm free Karen Reed and I'm doing this." Well, you can't be free Karen Reed if you want to say Turtle Boy in jail, because he had a major part in freeing Karen Reed, and he is being persecuted just like her. So how are you going to flip, okay, to the put Aiden Carney in jail when before you were saying, oh, he's been persecuted just like she was? Okay, you're just a fraud. You're a fake, you're a phony, and you probably always have been. And over time, the truth comes out. Like, these people can hide for a certain period of time, but they can't hide forever. The lies pile up and pile up and pile up, and who they really are eventually comes out. And these are people like Cryford that have always been weak, are going to be weak, and we're never really, calm down, buddy, free Karen Reed in the first place, or as much as they claimed, okay, as much as they claimed, because you can't just flip like that. You know what I mean? What are you standing for now? Oh, you're standing. So first you were standing against the persecution of Karen Reed, but now you're standing for the persecution of Aiden Carney. Is that how that works? I don't operate like that. So
it's disturbing. And to get back to that, see, that's the reason why I respect you with everything in me, right? Because you're going to stick your chest out. Like I say, you're going to be on the front line shooting all the bullets by yourself, and you're going to take all the bullets back. And I respect that with everything in me, right? Because, see, you built for it, just like I am, right? And it's a lot of other people, like you say, like a lot of women who have children, single women who have children. And I have much empathy for them, right? And I want to know, because I want to get back to that, are the chronic online aggressors aware of the psychological harm they cause to these women and children they mostly attack in this community?
Oh, yeah, they're aware, and they enjoy it. That's how sick they are. They enjoy it. Imagine waking up every day and saying, man, I'm going to fuck with somebody so bad today that I'm going to cause them anxiety and pain and heartache. Imagine what type of person you have to be to wake up every day and get on this damn computer here. And that's your goal. I'm going to cause this person as much pain as I can. And like you said, you know what I mean? I'll stand up and take every bullet. Keep firing them at me. I don't care, because you can't kill me. You can't hurt me. I'll take 100 of them. I don't care. I have taken 100 of them for various different people. I don't care. And like you said, some people just they just don't have that temperament. And that's fine, because we're all different in this world. You know what I mean? So the ones that have that type of temperament need to stand up and take those bullets. And I'm more than willing, again, to take bullets for an injustice and something I see that is wrong. It's really, like I said, that simple. Life's about right and wrong. So I'll take bullets all day if it's something that's justified and I believe in, and I know that someone is being wronged and there's another person who's firing them bullets and is trying to hurt them. I don't care. I'll stand up all day long and take them. Let me take them. I don't care, because like you said, everybody's not built like that. Everybody can't handle that. And I totally understand that. So that's why it's put on people like myself and other people who can stand up, who can be strong and stand on the front and say, look, you might be trying to fire these bullets, but I'm getting in the middle. Okay. So they're going to have to go through me first before they get to that person. And I have no problem doing that when I see a situation where they're attacking and harassing and threatening. It's not going to happen.
Oh my, do y'all see how the king of Baltimore coming? He said they're going to have to go through him. He will step in the line for anybody who on the right side. Everybody from where I'm at in the 214 to across the states to across the pond. Turn up for Purple for that.
Ray, you muted.
Purple,
There you go.
you hear me?
Yeah, I got you now.
All right, now look. I think we're having a little technical. Come on, don't blunder on. 1 second, y'all. I'll take a quick break. Quick. Oh, you back. You back. You hear me right now, Purple?
Yeah. I've heard you this whole
Can you hear
time.
me?
Yeah, I got you.
Okay. Oh, yeah, my bad. You know, they call me Mr. Blunder over here. Oh, hey, y'all throw up them blunder emojis. I'm telling you, I'm Mr. Blunder. Hey, listen.
Hey, I'm not
and
the
I
greatest
accept
with tech
it
either,
too.
man.
You hear me,
So,
bro?
hey, we're from a different era.
So, now,
you know what I mean? When it comes to technology. So,
you know what? You spoke on something earlier, right, that really touched me, right? When it comes to the GOAT, right? And you too, because you big time to me too when I look at you in this. What role does envy play in targeting these public figures? Like the GOAT and yourself and a lot of other people.
it's all about jealousy and envy. All about it, like the album Jealous One's Envy. You know what I mean? If you remember that, Fat Joe. But that is at the core of all of this stuff. It's because when you're successful, okay, and I've had some pretty decent success in my life, there's always going to be a certain amount of people around you who look at you and say, why you? What makes you so special? Why not me? And that's where that jealousy and envy comes in. And that's what drives a lot of these people. You know what I mean? They know they could never even be that successful as the GOAT is. And they think to themselves, he's not that special after all. Like, I could be doing that. How did he do this? And that's because he's the GOAT. And you know, everybody can't be born like that, how he is. He's hilarious. He's entertaining. He's charismatic. And everybody can't be that. Everybody can't be very successful in life. You know what I mean? That's just not how life works. But when you are successful, like Aiden is and like other people are, and there are people in your orbit who they act like they're your friends. They act like they're cool with you, but the whole time they're thinking to themselves, man, if I get an opportunity, or if the opportunity presents itself to them to get over on that person, they're going to do it because of that jealousy, because of that envy. That's what it all stems from. And I have conversations with people all the time, and that's where all this stuff comes from, is that jealousy and envy.
And that's what I want to know. How, let's stay on envy real quick, because I got a couple of questions. How long you got left, bro?
Well, I'll be here all night.
Okay, cool. So I got a lot more quick, because, brother, I prepared myself to talk to you today.
Right. We go forever.
I want to know, how does envy distort the way someone sees another person's success?
Well, it distorts it because if you're looking at it through an envious lens, you're not looking at it through an honest lens. You're looking at it, you know, it's going to be distorted, you know, when you're looking at it, and it's going to make you think things, like I said, like, why not me? You know, what makes him so special? Why is he? Because he put in that work. He worked hard, and that's how he got successful. And as I said, everybody doesn't have that in them, and that's no knock on them, but they start feeling some type of way. You know what I mean? Especially when you start getting really successful, like Aiden, or like the GOAT has been, because Aiden was successful before Karen Reed, but nothing even remotely like, and he'll tell you this, like, because I've been following him for a long time before Karen Reed, and his success, his rise has been meteoric. Like, and again, with that comes the envy, with that comes the jealousy from other people, with that becomes the haters. And that's just the cost of doing business, honestly. You know what I mean? You're never going to be able to stop that. And like I said, he's become so ridiculously successful these past 3 years that it was bound to happen. It's bound to happen. He just has to watch carefully these people who he allows to get close to him, because it's good. It's fine to see the good in people, but when they show you the bad, you have to understand, and you have to respect it, and you have to watch that. And you know, I hope we've turned a new leaf over from here on out.
I concur and I agree with you 1,000,000 and infinity% on that, because when you see somebody go through this time and time and time again, now it's up to you to make that stance now, because it's no more leeways for nobody.
Right.
Hold up, not a
Right.
titi, nothing, Nathaniel. Now let me ask you this, right? Because it's funny to me, right? Because why do people sometimes disguise they envy as criticism they want to give another person?
Because that provides them cover. You know what I mean? Because they can't come out and say I'm jealous. They can't come out and say I'm envious of this person. So they can frame it as, oh, this is just constructive criticism, man, and I have a different point of view or something. But it's all bullshit. It's just jealousy. It's just envy. It always will be. And like I said, they can try to frame it as something different, but that's usually the root of a lot of these issues. In my experience, it's just the root of a lot of these issues.
But a lot of people know how to play that part, like they do. So how does gratitude counteract envy, right? Because people playing that part, sometimes you don't know they envy. So how does the gratitude somebody showing you counteract it to where you can see it and you don't see it?
You got to watch close, man. You got to pay attention. You know what I mean? Because life's about the details, okay? Life's about the little things. If you pay attention to the little things, and you don't overlook certain things, then they can't get to the big things that they're going to do against you. So when you see these little signs pop up time and time again, you can't ignore them. And you can give people the benefit of the doubt and still recognize when things might be going a little sideways and someone might be not who you think they really are. You know what I mean? You can still be a nice person, but still recognize when these things are happening if you're paying attention close enough. And luckily, I think the GOAT is paying a lot more attention these days, and he has a lot more people around him who are paying attention these days to help him to be like, yo, GOAT, watch out for this one, okay? Watch out for this one. And that can kind of get his antenna raised and make him aware that maybe something's a little off here, because you're right. People can put on a great act. They can put on a great front and hide this. But there are little things that will tip you off if you're paying enough attention.
Okay, so let's get on you, because we know the ladies love PurpleKoolAidDrinker. They do. Okay, it's undeniable. I see it. Now, I want to switch up because I want to talk about the ladies now. What does a good woman truly mean to you, Purple?
It means everything, man. I mean, I'm a relationship type dude. I've been close to being married with kids a couple times. So yeah, I mean, every man wants a good woman around. You know what I mean? And hopefully one day, I don't have any kids currently, despite some other people claiming certain things, but I'm a little up there in age, but I'm not that old, so that possibility is not out of the question. So if Purple finds the right one eventually here and there, you know what I mean? You never know what happened, but you always got to have a good lady around you, because people are stronger together. You know what I mean? What you can do by yourself, you can do 10 times as much with the right person next to you. And I've been lucky enough to have several of those type of women in my life before, so I understand it. But yeah, I'm all for the women, obviously.
Like if I'm interviewing a woman, I ask her these same questions. I want to know, do you know how to communicate without ego getting in the way when you're dealing with?
Oh, absolutely. And I'm gonna tell you right now, I used to be terrible at communication. But life is all about communication, man. You have to talk. You have to put it out there. You can't internalize what you're feeling. And I have some talks with some certain people about this. You got to, if something's on your mind, something bothering you, just say it. It's going to be so much worse if you just keep it all tied up in here. It just makes the situation so much worse. So I used to be really bad at that because contrary to popular belief, in person, I'm a pretty low key individual. And sometimes I would not say things when I need to, but over time, as you gain wisdom and experience in life and mature, you figure these things out. You know what I mean? And communication is numero uno when it comes to any relationship, whether it's with a man, woman, friend, family, anything. If you don't talk, people can't read your mind. You know what I mean? You have to tell them what's going on. And you should be surprised at how many times that situations can get fixed if you just talk to somebody. It's really that simple.
And I know we do have to, emotionally grow up as men, right? And these are questions I have for women and men, who I interview on her. I have to know this. Are you consistent or only strong in the beginning of a relationship?
Oh no, I'm going to be the same. The relationship won't last if you change. If either person changes, it's not going to last. So I'm who I am. I don't change anything. What you see is what you get. You're not going to get any change. You know what I mean from me. So
how do you handle conflict with patience or pride?
Patience, pride. Well, again, patience. Patience is a big thing too, because that's one of the things. Like I said, I've mellowed out a lot in as I've grown and everything. Because at the time where I could have had children, I was much younger, and I just didn't feel like I was emotionally mature enough. Because I feel like women mature a lot faster emotionally than men do. I feel like men lag behind. You know what I mean in emotional. I've seen a lot of men make mistakes. You know what I mean? And thinking they're ready for something when they're not. And I never wanted to put a child in that position, whether it's divorce or separation or anything like that. So even though I've had opportunities when I was, like I said, much younger, in my early 30s, I just didn't feel like I was ready emotionally. And it would have been selfish if I made that decision instead of, you know what I mean? Because I wasn't in the same place that I was. And looking back now, you always think you're mature, you think you're emotionally mature, but the difference from then to now in me is night and day. It is so ridiculous the person I've grown to be versus what I was then. And again, you can't see it at the time, but looking back, you can see it. You can see it. I'm a totally different, way more emotionally stable and mature person than I could ever even dream of being at that in my early 30s.
Oh, that's great. And look, I'm asking these questions because, like I said, I love, when I'm interviewing a person, I'm going to talk to them, right? And, as some man, right, they kind of have a ego, Can you apologize to a woman without feeling weak?
Oh, I apologize to women all the time. You know what I mean? And like you said, you just got to check your ego at the door, because pride is what destroys a lot of men. You know what I mean? And if you can't apologize and say, I stepped out of line here, I was wrong, should have done that, got a little upset when I shouldn't, man, you're not going to go many places with that person. And that's another thing where I can apologize very easily, because I can recognize now, like, okay, maybe I shouldn't have done that or said something that way or whatever. And usually when you just say, my fault, my bad, I apologize, let's just move on. Usually you can just move on pretty easily if it's nothing that serious or if it's something stupid, which it usually is. But yeah, you better be able to apologize, because nobody's perfect in this world. And there are going to be times when you fuck up. And you better be able to realize when those times are and when it's appropriate to say, I'm sorry for raising my voice. I'm sorry for this. And like I said, usually it's not that big a deal. And if you just say that and communicate, you know what I mean? You can keep it moving.
Okay, now I know we were speaking on 5150 and J-Thon, right? What, like you say, you think she really had something on this guy?
Oh, no doubt, no doubt. They've been tied together for a year now, and like I said, I can only imagine the shit she has on him.
So do you think they're still communicating?
Oh yeah, they're as thick as thieves. Like, no, there's no doubt about that. They are best friends. You know what I mean? Because again, they're both evil. So, that's what makes a great friendship, being just like the person you're around, because you can't have an evil person, okay, and have a good person and be best friends. That doesn't work, right? Because the good person looks at the evil person and says, wait a minute, you're fucked up. You're a piece of shit. I can't be around you. I can't hang out with you. That's why the evil people get kicked out of the well-adjusted human group, and have to go find the other evil people. But oh yeah, they are as tight as ever. And all the evidence you need is when the GOAT asked Jathan about 15 times the other day to denounce and say it was inappropriate for videos of his children to be posted on the internet because somebody's mad at him. And what did Jathan say? He refused. He said, "You tried to play the middle, and I'm trying to be no. Okay, good or evil? Which side are you picking?" And he picked evil because he is evil.
What do you think prompted him to attack you?
Oh, because people told me that what he was all about and started sending me. Oh, you know what it was? People sent me screenshots of what he was saying about me, and I had never said anything to him. This was back in the summer in the world. He was just another rando, whatever. Just didn't pay him any mind. But then I saw some group chats where he was running his mouth about me and talking about how he was going to dox me and blah, blah, blah. And I've got to follow him and blah, blah. Well, fuck you. Okay. I don't care. And that's when I started looking into him. And the more I looked into this clown, the more I realized I'm like, oh, we got a sociopath here. Like this dude is not right. He harasses women. He's a predator. The text messages that I read on the space last night or the other night are just so unimaginable that he would feel comfortable like that, saying that to a married woman. And like I said, and I've got 12 other women I've talked to who tell basically the same fucking story with him. And then you have all the doxing shit and the blackmail shit. He does all that shit too. So when I started digging into him back in the summer and I realized all this, I'm like, oh no. I was like, he's been doing this whole time, and nobody's like, no. People have to know. People have to know.
And you stated earlier, you think they still communicate, and do you think, he has info on the involvement, what's happening, the false allegations that's happening to me right now?
Oh yeah, they work together, bro. They are two peas in a pot. Okay, always remember that. They don't do anything. That's why, like I said, he refused to criticize her because she was sitting right over his shoulder saying, "Don't you dare take his side, or else. Don't you dare, because you know what'll happen. The same thing I'm doing to the GOAT, I'll do to you, because I've got way more on you than I have on the GOAT. Okay, because of all the fuck shit we've done together behind the scenes, all the doxing, all the harassment, all the threats. You know what I mean? It's just, but again, they got away with it for a long time because people didn't really know. Like they were doing it behind the scenes. They were doing it to certain people and it was working. It was silencing people. But as time went on, the truth always comes out. The truth is undefeated. And you can only get away with that bullshit for so fucking long. And their time of doing all this shit is coming to an end. I can promise you that.
Do you find it like obvious that all they're doing now is backtracking because they know they're fucked?
Oh yeah. I mean, they're like I said, they're grasping at straws now. Like I said, this was so much easier for them to do 6 months ago, 8 months ago, a year ago. You know what I mean? When nobody was really paying attention, they could get away with a whole lot more, and did get away with a whole lot more. And they went to war like back in the wintertime of last year with a bunch of people, and they knew, but nobody was really paying attention to it. Nobody understood the level that they were taking it to with some people, but now we do.
What do you think about, the GOAT trusting Brewers for so long?
He likes to see the good in people, and I get it. I get it. But it's like sometimes you gotta lay the hammer down and say no more. You know what I mean? And like I said, luckily, I think we're at a place now where he sees that and he understands it. And I don't think we were at a place like that a year ago. You know what I mean? Or 8 months ago or whatever. Matter of fact, I know we weren't. But I think he's seen it. And he said it himself. He is a nice guy. You know what I mean? On most cases. And he tries to give people the benefit of the doubt because he doesn't want these battles. He doesn't want these fights. But sometimes, like, when people show you who they are, you got to believe them. These second, third, fourth, fifth chances, you're not getting chance number 2 when it comes to me. I'm sorry, because if you'll do X, Y, and Z once to me, you're going to do it again. And I'm not going to give you that opportunity to do it again, ever. And I don't need you around me.
Can recording or saving evidence strengthen the case?
Oh yeah, and trust me when I say, boy, 5150 has given him a lot of evidence. Like there's evidence all over the place, and there's evidence that apparently her work's looking at, and that's why she deleted her account. But yeah, there's one good thing about the internet, okay, is that there's a lot of evidence. Because when you post shit on the internet, we all know the internet's forever. So you could try to erase it and delete it, but if somebody really wants to find it, like in a certain prostitute's case that we're seeing recently named Obach, if people want to find your old shit that you post, they can find it. And people have been finding that stuff recently with her. Not a great look. Not exactly a great look. But yeah, that's the one benefit of the internet and these people doing the shit on the internet. It lasts forever once they post. So they can delete it, they can whatever, but you can stockpile receipts, and then use it against them at the appropriate time.
Hey, you mind? You got a little bit more time? I can take a quick break. You can get some water. Just 2 minutes break.
Oh, let's do it. That's fine, bro.
Be right back, y'all. Hey, man, y'all see who we got here. We got PurpleKoolAidDrinker. Like I'm telling y'all, man, this is the epitome of a guy who fighting injustice, standing on the front line, taking all the bullets and shooting them all back. Put some respect on his name, and y'all make sure y'all throw up them 100s, them purple emojis, and y'all make sure y'all go to X at Lamar versus Allen. We'll be back in 2 minutes.
Obviously, obviously, yeah, obviously, obviously, yeah, obviously. Tell them, obviously, I know these niggas don't want me to win, but I'm sorry, G. I know they thought I wouldn't come back and pose on them hoes, but nigga, it's time to eat. I got a vendetta. Any one of you niggas, I been better. Got them gritting their teeth without gritting at them. Took a second away from the table, it's time to feast. Heard they was mumbling, talking up under their breath. That nigga a hoe, he soft. That nigga lame. That nigga bitch, he puss. I stood on business, that's law. I had them running that booth and tucking their tail and scared to put me on a song. I had them cuffing they bitch and thinking I hit. Shit, boy, what you on? Couple years off, and I'm back in this motherfucker, nigga. Do something about it and fuck your recognition. You don't like I'm spitting, nigga, better shoot somebody. The game and full of clowns, I don't believe you sucker niggas. Better leave me be, okay? Niggas better watch their speech, okay? You better than me, no way, Jose. I could be cutthroat and I'm all out, but I let them get paid for a minute. Let them look gang for a minute, but really they hate cause I never look lame for an image. Never be fake, I'm a realist, I'm solid. I went out and got it, I promise I'm with it. Want me to switch up and get soft on so you can make it, I promise I get it. I know some secrets I never tell, but most of you rap niggas got bitch ways. Put the tail on you, get jammed down, couldn't sit down 5-6 days. Put him and him in a crossway, but a gang member on display. That's the same nigga with an AK on the block yelling out gunplay. That's the same nigga with a trap house and he been through it so he no pain. Look in the face of a realer, lost come questioning me, I don't know names. Bitch, I really come from the trenches, Kathleen crashed out like road rage. Be done snapped out and got life in the pen, cause most of you niggas got hoe ways. Man, see, most of these niggas got hoe ways. A lot of these niggas be out here faking and fucking on these motherfucking tracks, talking that gangster shit. You too young to be done been through something, young nigga. Hey, yeah. See, most of these rappers be gangsters and thugs on the internet. No, I'm not really into that. We pop up right at your spot with a Glock and the fitted, yeah. Like, fuck, nigga, give me that. What you know about setting it off at 8 in the morning? I ain't even brush my teeth yet. Slept on the floor with them roaches and rats in the trap. Now I'm jacking these traps like, come get your beat back.
Rafer, stop. I know what I'm doing. We shouldn't handle it like that. We should do it like this.
Solid won't fall for no nigga, I rep for the clear, we really be stepping. He say he yell, he probably a pussy, would try me, I'm live with a cancer connection. I see these lanes from afar, I'm on top of my shit like a building, you ain't gotta vouch for me. I ain't sparing no nigga, you can't get $1 if you ain't been broke on the couch with me. Eating them spreads in the tension, envision my future like Raven, that look how I'm living. I done had foreign on foreign and fuck that designer, white tees and force, that's daily. I can't see me going broke, my kids gotta eat in that 40 cat getting impatient. Show me a nigga that told you I'm lazy, I bet that same nigga that told you that hate me. We ain't respecting no nigga who can't get his own, but begging like I own some. Calling my phone and threatening my life like he gon' come take it, you know how I'm coming. Stumble on the pussy, whole neck dirty up, my new forces and chokers, that's out with my chain. Laugh at her eye while my partner recording the drama, you fuck niggas stay in your lane. Fuck all these niggas and bloggers all on my dick now. Yeah, I'm with the shit now. Ain't no gimmick, I look like a brick in the league now. Yo, bitch, get dig down. I'm a target, you won't catch me without a stick now. They probably will whack me. I'm stinking shit like a bumblebee, keep it out safety. I'm dying to catch a whole lacking.
Hey man, nigga know how I'm coming, man. Stop on the pussy, whole neck dirty up, my new forces, chokers, that's out with my chain.
Man, y'all see who we got in the building, the king of Baltimore, Purple Kool-Aid, you understand me? Y'all see how he coming, you understand me? Y'all make sure y'all go follow him, man. We have to put that artwork back up there, man, because he is one of the great man, right? The great man, strong man, right? Who not walk into it, he run into it. And we put all respect on that. Now, and the reason why I say you're a great man, I want to talk about being a man, right? What does being a man mean to you beyond money, muscles, and image?
So, say it again. Money, muscle, and image. What about it?
No, what does being a man mean to you beyond money, muscles,
Oh, okay.
image?
I got you. I mean, the number one thing, especially around here, okay, is as men, we are put on this earth to protect women, not harass them, not threaten them, not attack them. That our role is the opposite of that. So when I see these men or so-called men around here doing this shit to women, it's like you're not a man. You're weak. You are a sorry excuse for a man. So as men, again, it's our job. We have the obviously, again, men and women, we're different. We're physically different. If we see a female, especially, and other males, getting attacked unnecessarily, it's our job to stand up and protect them in any way we can. And I don't understand, like I said, how some of these other men who pretend to be women first, but then they're men again, I don't understand how they can sleep at night. You know what I mean? Attacking women. But again, it's just because of the internet. You know what I mean? They wouldn't do this shit in real life. They wouldn't attack these women in real life if there were other men around who would do something about it. They only do it on the internet because they can get away with it. But you're just a pathetic person if that's the way you look at it. And it's clear that a lot of these clowns look at it like that. And it gets them off to attack women and feel all big and powerful. Like, again, do that in person and see what happens. Do that to a woman in person and see what happens when there's other men around. You won't, because you're a fucking pussy. That's why you won't dare do it. But you got this thing right here in front of me protecting you. So you feel confident enough to do it, because that's the only place you ever feel confident. You can't feel confident in a group of people, you know what I mean, where you have to face them, stand right in front of and face them. You can't be confident like that because you're a fucking pussy. You're a weak pussy, because the only men that attack women like that or touch women or put hands on women are weak men. They're not men in my eyes.
Okay, so these people who are attacking you online, like, these people, they all seem to be connected, 5150 and Jathan, and it seems like all this stuff is connected. So who do you think have been like the worst offenders that we need to take down?
I mean, 5150 has put herself right at the top of the list. I mean, no one even comes close to her. I'd say Kate Peter is a close second. She's just as much of a piece of shit as anybody else. I mean, she's a woman who gave up her children willingly, like just doesn't even fucking care about them. Like, again, you can't get much lower. The Jathans of the world are up there, the Obaks of the world are up there, the John Barons of the world are up there, of course. You know what I mean? All people that hide. They just sit at home and hide, okay? Because they can't stand behind anything they fucking do or say. Nothing. And the first time,
oh no, go ahead. I'm sorry.
and I was going to say, and the first time they would ever even think about doing it would be their last to do it. So, but they won't ever do it because they're just, like I said, they're all fucking pussies.
Who you think is the worst offender to you?
To me, it's either it's any one of the ones I mentioned. Not so much 5150. I don't really have too much I don't know, beef with her, or so to speak, because she's kind of recent and new. You know what I mean? She's new to this whole party, and her attacks have been focused on the goat mainly. So I wouldn't quite put her up there.
I'm just saying, but personally.
Like, yeah, the Jathans and the O-Box. I mean, they're the two main ones. You know what I mean? Because
like
I call out bullshit.
Huh? Like the defamatory stuff being
them, because they say it and then other people repeat it. They make up lies and then other people repeat it. Like I have a history of beating women. I have never been accused, charged, or much less even prosecuted or convicted for touching any woman because I don't touch women. I don't prey on women like Jathan does. Okay, he's just projecting there. He's projecting his actions towards women onto other people because he's probably he doesn't have a soul, so he can't be ashamed. But let's make that very clear. So anything they say of the sort is just a fucking lie. It's just a lie. But that's what they do. They can't bring facts. They have to make things up and lie because they can't argue. They have nothing to stand on because they're pieces of shit. You know what I mean? So they have to resort to these attacks and lies and threats or whatever. And like I said, the lucky thing is there's only a small, tiny percent of the people who actually listen to them at this point. Like their little world of support has come from like here, and it's just shrinking, and it's just getting smaller and smaller because everyone is seeing them for who they are. And what Jathan said to Jessica Machado is just so perfect of the evidence that I've been screaming about for 8 months now. Just right there, right live in the flesh. And when I heard that shit, I couldn't believe it. But yeah, him and the Obach chick, Nicole Caprino or Renfro, whatever she's going by these days, they're the two main ones because they're the two people that do all the fuck shit that I finally started speaking up about, and they didn't like that very much. They didn't like that. They're like, he's messing up all our plans. We have to attack him any way we can. So we'll just make shit up and lie. Simple as that.
So, as a man, right? You know, like, because I want to mix this up. How do you handle temptation when you know, like, no one would ever know when it comes to women? If you're in a relationship, how do you handle temptation? If you were in a relationship before, how did you handle temptation?
Oh, I mean, that's easy. Like when I'm with somebody, I don't even get tempted, to be honest with you. Like I'm a loyal person beyond anything else, and me even contemplating something like that would just be the ultimate disloyalty in my eyes. I just don't engage in that type of behavior. Maybe some other people can fall and can let the temptation get to them, but if I'm in a committed relationship with somebody, that's not even an issue. Like I don't let temptation creep into my mind because that's just not who I am and not how I operate. And the person I'm with will know that. You know what I mean? Because it doesn't take much to satisfy me or to keep me focused on the person I'm with. I mean, I'm a pretty simple dude. You know what I mean? And like I said, there's there's temptation out there everywhere, but it's like if I have someone who's loyal to me, what right do I have to be disloyal to them in that regard? Like I don't have any right to do that, so I won't. And that's as simple as I can put it.
Yeah, and I want to ask you this: when did you realize in life that your worth wasn't negotiable?
That my work wasn't negotiable?
No, your worth as a man.
Oh, my work. Oh, yeah. Well, I mean,
wasn't negotiable.
You learn that as you grow and as you gain experience in life. Because, like I said, man, the person I was at 25 or 35 is just so different than the person I am now. And I know my worth. I know my value. I know what I bring to the table. So I don't need to negotiate, if you want to put it that way. But I mean, everybody should know what they bring to the table and what they're worth. And like I said, as you mature and as you gain wisdom in life from all the experiences you have in life, it's easy to kind of keep that in line and keep that in perspective as far as your worth and all that.
Man, you know, it's been a hell of a ride just watching everything. Do you think, you know, Jathan attack on you on social media arose like independently, or do you think something or someone else promoted those attacks?
Well, what started it was I did a space way back in early July about one of their fake accounts. Okay, because they've got tons of fake accounts, and the Antonio Sanchez account is one of their little fake accounts. And myself and Auntie Deb, aka Jimmy, realized real quick that because back then this was when the trial was ending, and there were a lot of these engagement accounts popping up because Karen Reed was hot in the streets. So everybody was kind of hopping on, and we saw this account. We're like, something's not adding up here. And like I said, we researched it, and it took us about 5 minutes to realize that this was bullshit. And of course, over time, when you see them posting and what they post, it's very obvious who is behind the account. And one reason we know that is when I was doing the space exposing this account as complete fraudulent, don't interact with them, because I saw people, you know, responding to them like they were a real account. While I was doing the space, that's when Jathan and Obach were in their little group chat plotting to go against me and plotting to dox me and plotting to attack me. So they started it, okay? And I don't think they anticipated the reaction that they have gotten from me because, like I said, usually they can bully people and all that. But I'm like, go ahead and start shit because I'm going to finish it, okay? And you ain't going to win. So, and that's what we've been doing for 8 months. And finally, you know, the last domino has fallen when it comes to the GOAT as far as him. And he's done. He's dead. He has no credibility anymore. Any little tiny credibility he did have was his relationship that he liked to brag about with Aiden. And that's gone. And but they're the ones who started all this shit. You know what I mean? In that group chat while I was doing the space, because I was ruining a little plan they had cooked up with this account. And they weren't happy about it. You know what I mean? And you have to ask yourself, this account came out of nowhere and just talking about why would he be so angry that I was exposing this account? That's because they were all behind it. And I was messing up their plans, whatever evil shit they were going to do with it. And they didn't like it. So when you say something or do something they don't like, that's when they start attacking. And that was the start of it right there. And when somebody sent me those group chats, like somebody that used to be cool with them, I was like, oh, really? Oh, okay. You want to fight? Let's fight. Let's battle. Because again, you're going to lose. Okay, because I'm not like one of these other people who's going to cower and hide in the corner and run away and say, oh, no, you're putting them in. Go ahead. Dig up all you fucking want. I have nothing to fucking hide. Okay, my family is awesome. Like, all of them, great people. So you go keep digging. You go keep wasting your pathetic lives. Okay, but you're not going to – it's going to fail. It's going to fail. So, but that's when it all started. They started it. But with those group chats attacking me. And when I was made aware of it, I was like, oh no, you don't want to battle. Okay. Because that's what you're going to get. You're going to get a battle, and I'm not going to back down. I'm not going to fold. Okay. I'm going to stand tall. And like I said, you can fire as many bullets. Just keep firing them. Don't care. I'm just going to shake them off.
So I want to know initially, Purple, what was your reaction when they said you was angry?
Well, I mean, I get angry at pieces of shit. I mean, like I said, normally I'm just a nice dude. I'm a pretty quiet, nice dude. But it's like, where do you people get off acting the way you do? And why aren't other people speaking up and saying it? And if nobody else is going to like speak up and say it, I mean, I might as well. You know what I mean? Like, stand for something in your life. You know what I mean? Stand for nothing or stand for something and fall for anything. That's the saying. And it's like, it was so disgusting when I started digging into his specifically past and these other people's past and what they were doing to people. That's when I get angry, because it doesn't take a lot in life to just be a decent, good person. It really doesn't. And when you go out of your way to be a terrible piece of shit like these people are, I'm sorry, I can't stand for it. I can't. It's just not in me. And whether that's real life, internet, wherever, I'm going to say something. If something needs to be said, I'm going to stand up and say it.
So is it mind-boggling to you, sir, as you're standing up for what's right, they say, oh, he's just another turtle rider.
I am a turtle rider. That's a fact. I mean, that's they can say that all they want because.
But why do they make that like it's a bad thing to ride with?
Well, they're just trying to smear people. Oh, you support this. I support what? I support Aiden, who is just the same way. He stands up and says something, okay, when other people won't, because a lot of other people don't have the balls to do that. Okay, they don't have the intestinal fortitude to do that like he does, like I would do. And that's why I respect him so much, because he doesn't give a fuck. You know what I mean? And sometimes in life, you gotta keep it even keel. But sometimes in life, you can say, I don't give a fuck, and I'm going to say it, okay? Because it needs to be said. It's right to say this. It's right to expose this. It's right to tell people, watch out for these people, okay? And there are just so many people out there who know exactly what I'm talking about, who have been attacked by these people. And it's like, I like to say, I say the things that people like might want to say, but they don't really have the confidence to say it. You know what I mean? And I guess that can come across as anger, but yeah, I do get angry when good people who haven't done anything wrong are getting attacked for no reason. Yeah, I'm going to get angry. Okay. And you're going to see it. And I'm not ashamed of that one bit.
So what do you think their motivation is?
They're evil. Like their motivations, like I said, I have an actual soul and they don't. So it's really hard to get in their minds and like understand what motivates them, because I can't relate. You know, a lot of us, the majority of us, we can't relate to how they think. So I'd love to take a peek into that disgusting, disturbed, mentally deranged brain of these people, but I can't, unfortunately. So what motivates them is just, I don't know. Maybe they hate their life. Maybe they're dissatisfied. I mean, Jathan's a fucking meter maid, for Christ's sake. He writes parking tickets. I mean, how pathetic is that? You know what I mean? So he probably hates his fucking life. The other one is a white trailer trash whore from fucking Kentucky. Like, so it's like they're taking out their pain on other people. You know what I mean? It makes them feel better by them hurting other people because they're so disappointed with themselves is what I would say. That's their motivation, so to speak.
What's their end goal?
I don't know, but the end goal is not going to be what they think. Because like I said, they can get away with this shit for a certain amount of time, but it's never going to last, man. The truth, I've seen by owning businesses in my life, I've had so many different employees and I've dealt with so many different peoples and situations. It's like, I've seen shit like this before, not to this level of the 5150, but it's like, it only lasts so long. And they're finding out, like I said, if you compare 1 year ago to today, it is completely different. It is a completely different landscape they are operating in. Okay. They could do whatever the fuck they want, almost completely unchecked a year ago. Now, no chance. And it's only going to get worse as we go on.
I mean, so do you think like 5150 is getting Jathan to do this, so his end goal is he has no other choice but to defend her?
Yeah. She has complete power and control over him. There's no doubt about that. And like I said, this past week was all the evidence you needed. And I said this was going to happen from day one. I said he was fucked when she started going off the deep end 3 months ago. And it was because I literally tweeted 3 months ago, she's got so much shit on him. He has nowhere to go. He knows it.
So, and the reason why I say that, because she docks my attorney randomly, so he must be directing him. So maybe she directed him to attack you.
Oh yeah, they're a team. They are a team. They are a team working together at all times.
Perp. Man, this is amazing. What we see is we see the clock tick tock, tick tock. It's unbelievable.
It's ticking on them, bro. It's ticking on them, and they know it. That's why they're getting so desperate now, because it's tick-tocking on them, and they know their time is running out.
Okay, Perp, I want to get back to you with a little football real quick, because I do want to talk about Lamar, right? I know you a huge advocate of him, and I like Lamar too. I think him and Josh Allen, they're the same. They both got 2 MVPs. One got 1 MVP too. Whatever.
No. Only one of them got 2 MVPs, and that's Lamar Jackson.
Who won the MVP this year? Have they announced it yet?
Well, Drake May should have won it, but he didn't. Drake May got shorted but because 2 people voted for Josh Allen for a first place vote instead of Drake May. So he didn't win it, but he's a good young quarterback and he'll win it. Stafford won it this year, but
I seen the GOAT just put up a post where I know you stated it early, but he said 5150 has not logged into work since January the 31st.
Yeah, I put up a tweet saying that what happens in these situations a lot is someone alerted them to her bullshit online. And the account she deleted was the only account of her 20 of them probably that are directly tied to her. So they clearly were made aware of that account and made aware of what she is doing. And the word on the street is, or what I think happened is she has been suspended, what's called suspended pending review. And that means we're going to suspend you now. And while we review all the fuck shit you're doing online and decide if we want you working for us. And that's why 5150 wiped the whole account, because now they can't go back through that account and see all the crazy shit she's done. So that's why the account's gone. So like I said, I suspect that her job has suspended her pending a review of her actions. And I think ultimately they're going to decide to cut ties with her if they haven't already.
So how would you encourage people, to stay strong against the evil stuff? Like, what advice do you have for the people out here?
Just remember, man, they can't do anything to hurt you online. They really can't. Like, it's all threats. It's all scare tactics. Like, they can't affect your life if they really, really want to. And if they did go to the level of affecting your life, then you should take the initiative to affect their life negatively, legally, of course. Because again, if you cross lines, there are things you can do, but you just got to stand strong and stand tall and look at these people for what they are. They're just miserable, pathetic, soulless individuals, who you shouldn't be concerned about. You know what I mean? If at all possible. Like I said, now, if they do cross the line with you, do something about it. Do something about it, because again, life's all about incentive and consequence. And if there aren't any consequences when there can be, they're going to keep doing it. So you just got to stand up and, take whatever action you can to stop it. And usually they'll get tired of you. If you're just a rando, they'll get tired of you after a minute and they'll move on to their next target. So you just got to weather the storm. It's not going to last forever. You know what I mean? 5150 doesn't have the energy with some rando that she does with people like Aiden or people like you who support him, or people like me to a lesser extent. So you just gotta, it's just like life, man. Sometimes bad shit happens and you just gotta keep moving and pushing through it. And eventually it'll just all be a distant memory. And it won't even, again, in the long run, it's not even really going to affect you that much. It's just words on the internet.
Okay, so what can you say to people who have been affected, who have been doxxed, harassed, and embarrassed?
Like I said, man, I mean, it sucks, but you know what I mean? It is what it is. And I wouldn't change how I acted just because something like that happens. If you're speaking up about something you believe in on the side of good versus the side of evil, hey, man, I'm taking whatever comes with it. You know what I mean? If you're going to come at me, come on at me. Don't care, okay? Because I'm going to do what's right in that situation, and I'll worry about the consequences later. You know what I mean? That's just how I am. Maybe other people don't see it that way, but it's like I feel like if I take a stand on something that's right versus wrong, then whatever happens, happens. Like I did the right thing. You know what I mean? And like I said, life's all about just doing the right thing. So it's like for me personally, it wouldn't. Like I said, I welcome the challenge, but I understand everybody's not like that. And like I was just saying before, it'll pass. Just give it time. It'll pass. They'll get tired. They'll get bored. They'll move on. And like I said, it'll just be a distant memory at some point.
And that's why I want to let everyone know that Mo S, my attorney, she is setting up a link to save and document stuff, and people need to screenshot and try to save URLs. They'll be able to drop it in the link. We will have that available. So we need all the people who has been affected, harassed, embarrassed, doxxed, right? For for the way these people feel, right? She definitely gonna have that. And for the people who are not personally affected, y'all can help too. And we need it more than ever. If you have seen things on these streams, even just recording portions of streams, getting clips, etc., it's helpful. And also, where can people follow you, Purple Kool-Aid? Not just on X. Is there anywhere else they can follow you?
Mainly on X. I really don't use much social media otherwise, to be honest with you. I got some old Facebook accounts that they've all gone through whatever. I mean, but I'm not really on there much these days. So really it's just X. Like I said, I'm not a big flexer on Instagram or whatever. I hate that shit. So I don't need to prove anything to anybody by doing that type of shit. So I pretty much stay off of everything. I used to like Twitter just for the news aspect, because Twitter really is like the newspaper these days. And I love keeping up with like current events. You know what I mean? Like just what's going on in the world. And that's what I originally, and sports, you know what I mean, was on Twitter for. And that's honestly the best place for that, if we're being honest. But yeah, I'm not really out there elsewhere on much other social media. I stick to Twitter. Christ, I don't have time to be anywhere else. You know what I mean, with being on Twitter. And like I said, everything I need to know about what's going on in the world is really on Twitter.
And everybody, we all want to know this. When you host another one of your phenomenal spaces, since you are known as the king of spaces, sir?
Well, man, I tell you, I had put in my retirement papers when the new year came along, because I just got tired of all the bullshit. But then, you know what I mean? They ramped the fuck shit up even more. And it's like, this past week was so crazy because it seemed like every day some crazy shit was happening. And I'm watching this in real time. And it's like, I can't believe I got to talk about this. Like, I got to. But again, I got to stand up for people. I got to let people know what's going on, because a lot of people can't follow this shit. I'm working in my office a lot of times, so I can kind of follow shit as it's going on. But the past week has just been so crazy. But when we get a next space, I don't know, man. Everybody wants me to start a YouTube channel.
Yeah, that's what they was just asking in the comments. Have you? Why not? Why not, Purple? Why not?
I'm waffling. I never wanted to do it.
I think you would be a freaking sensation.
I got some ideas for it too. I'll say that. So I'm thinking about it.
Bro, why not? What? Purple. Like everybody on asking.
Man, it's just like the whole tech aspect of it, and I don't like that shit. Spaces, I can just get on, turn the mic on, boom, and I'm rolling. You know what I mean? But again, it's like I have been thinking about some angles for a YouTube channel. I'll just say that that I'm bouncing around in my head, and it's a time factor as well, man. I got a lot of things going on in my life, so but I do have a couple of ideas. I'll say that much. So stay tuned. So it's definitely not off the table, and I'm definitely considering it.
Hey, y'all, we finna have, everybody, where you at, wherever you at around the world, we finna have to put what they call up one of them sheets you got to sign. We need 1,000 signatures, right? To get Purple, petition. We need 1,000 petitions signed to get Purple on YouTube, because I'm going to let y'all know I'm going to speak the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth. And y'all know how I say truth. TRUF. This guy's absolutely sensational, phenomenal. And if he get on YouTube, it's going to go to another level. And this guy can really make a lot of noise. Not how he just doing on spaces. But, man, coming to YouTube, brother, oh, my. Man, listen. We need them petitions, everybody. Hey, everybody, start the petition up. We need Purple on YouTube, right? Hey, everybody, y'all put up them hearts if the ladies love Purple. Can I get them hearts if the ladies love Purple?
Oh,
you get
man.
them hearts if the ladies love purple, right? Because look, everybody want to see that go. Them hearts, they start the floor. They finna start the floor. They coming perp. They want. Hey, listen.
I don't have the chat pulled up. I wish I could pull it up right now, but I don't have it pulled up. So unfortunately,
I'm looking at it now. Them hearts are coming. I'm telling you, and they coming in
Oh,
abundance.
wait a minute. Can I click on comments over here and see it, or how do I get the chat up? See, this is the
so.
thing. I don't know how to do this shit.
I think
how do
so.
I get the chat up?
Look, hold up. Look right here. Petition for Kool-Aid YT YouTube channel. You want me to show you the hearts? I'm finna show you all of them.
Oh, I believe you. I believe you.
There go some hearts.
Ladies love them some Kool-Aid. I mean, I'm not going to deny that.
Let's keep going. So the ladies love purple. Look at this.
But I got a lot of things I can talk about on that channel too. A lot of things.
They love purple.
Cool. I appreciate it. I appreciate all the love.
Bro, you was a phenomenon, bro. And that's a gift.
Out.
That's
there you go. Yeah. Well,
God's
what
gift.
you probably didn't know,
God given. And like we all want to hear more.
I had another account that they mass reported and got banned that had double the amount of followers than I got right now. I had 8,000 on that one, and they didn't like what I was saying, so they mass reported me and they got suspended forever. So this is a new one.
Really?
That I'm on now. Yeah.
Oh, so your channel was even bigger than this.
Yeah, I had like 8,000 followers on my other account, and he wiped that shit clean. Oh well, whatever.
Oh my.
Yeah. So I'm basically at almost 4 now.
We need to come to YouTube.
I bet if I got on YouTube, I could get back to 8.
Man, now you're gonna get. I guarantee, Purple. I guarantee you, because everybody rocking with you, right? I guarantee you, if you get on YouTube,
I know everybody says it. I know, bro. Everybody
you have thousands of subscribers overnight.
I know. Everybody tells me this, and I'm not typically on the fence about a lot of things in life, okay? But I just got to make sure. See, when I do things, I do them right, okay? I want to plan. I want to structure. I want everything in line. So if I do it, it has to be done properly. There has to be a goal. There has to be something I'm working towards or talking about. So I gotta get all that together first before I take that step. You know what I mean?
No, I definitely understand that. Like I say, we're gonna put out that petition. So like around here, you know how you pressure on this injustice? Everybody, we're gonna be pressure on getting these petitions out here, and we're gonna send them all the purple to come to YouTube. But like he said, we definitely understand that. You want everything to be right. That's why you is great at what you do. Like when we hear your breakdown on spaces, so articulate, raw, and it's real. And I see that you put in the time to do that.
Yeah,
so man,
that's what people don't understand. Like I don't just turn on the mic and then they just happen. Like that takes time to put together and research and get all the notes together and stuff. That takes time to do. You know what I mean? And same with a YouTube show. You know, I couldn't just click on the camera and start. That takes planning and time, and I just have to make sure that I have the time to do that. And it's just tough when you own businesses and stuff because it's tough finding time for stuff like that. But like I said, I got some ideas. I got some ideas for it. Some different stuff that nobody's doing that I'm thinking about. So
you see what they say?
Probably might happen.
You see what they say? Don't take tips from the blunder man. He always pushing all the wrong buttons.
Yeah, well, I will be too, and that's what I hate technology
else, man?
so
before
much.
We let you go, man, it's been 2 hours.
Mm-hmm. Say what?
Anything else you want to say that you got to say? Anything else you want to say to
like,
everybody? It's been 2 hours, man. They want to see your dog, though. They want to see your dog.
They want to see the dog? All right, hold on. Come here.
They want to see your animal. Yeah.
Come here. Come here.
There you go.
Come here. He's got to get. See, the problem is he's got to get. Look, see, he stands on my arm now. He's got to get right on top of me. There's not enough room here for him to like. Come here, buddy. Come here. Hold on. Oh, there he is.
That's a blue pit, ain't it?
Yeah. He's a Brindle.
Is that a blue pit?
Brindle. Yeah, okay. This is my boy. Rescued him from the mean streets of Baltimore City.
Hey, man. I appreciate you coming on, Purple, man. Thank you very much.
All good. All good, man.
Hey, man. Y'all see Purple Kool-Aid Drinker. It's pinned at the top. Y'all make sure y'all go follow him on X, man. We respect. We got much love for you, brother. And we can't wait to do this again. I hope you really enjoyed this today.
Cool, man. Yeah, man. I just, like I said, if anybody out there, man, just try to stand strong, man, and don't let these people bully you. Don't let them get to you, because they're just weak. They're weak pieces of shit. They have nothing better to do in life, and just don't let them get to you. And like I said, stand up, and if you need some help, call Purple Kool-Aid. You know what I mean?
Hold up.
And I'll try to.
Man, we appreciate you, Purple. And we would love to have you back, man, whenever you're ready.
Anytime, bro. Anytime. That's why I reached out to you. You know, I just felt like you needed as much support as possible in this with this recent bullshit. You know what I mean? So I just wanted to step up, and especially on the spaces the other night, make it very fucking clear that we all got your back. Every one of us here in the chat, everywhere, we all got your back, because it's just completely fucking unacceptable. Completely unacceptable.
And that's why I appreciate you and everybody else with everything in me, brother. And I promise you, I can't wait to get you back on here, and I appreciate your support and everything. Everybody, before he go, we got to turn up for Purple one more time. Hold up. Let's turn up for him, y'all. Thank you for coming on today, Perp. Have a great rest of your night, sir.
No problem, man. You too.
Thank you for coming on, Perp. Have a great rest of your night, sir. All right. Man, shout out to Purple Kool-Aid, man. Shout out to Purple Kool-Aid, man. Hey, give me a 1 if that was a great interview, y'all. If y'all liked it there. If it wasn't, press 2. Y'all don't got a lot to me. And look, man, y'all turn me up tonight. How do I get back to all of that? Damn. Say, you know what? I'm so sorry. I seen everything, but when I'm in the midst of an interview, y'all, it's so hard, right? And I so apologize to y'all. It's so hard. And you don't want to be rude to the guest, right? You know, by stopping, you know, and turning up, right? And I appreciate everybody so much. So look, everybody, I ain't missing all y'all, and just appreciate everybody on here. So I need to turn y'all up with the new theme song, a visual coming real soon. But I had to drop this for y'all. This y'all turn up, y'all.
Obviously, obviously, yeah, obviously. Obviously, yeah, obviously. Tell them, obviously, I know these niggas don't want me to win, but I'm sorry, G. I know they thought I wouldn't come back and pose on them hoes, but nigga, it's time to eat. I got a vendetta. Any one of you niggas, I been better. Got them gritting they teeth without gritting at them. Took a second away from the table, it's time to feast. Heard they was mumbling, talking up under their breath. That nigga a hoe, he soft. That nigga lame, that nigga bitch, he puss. I stood on business, that's law. I had them running that boost and tucking they tail and scared to put me on a song. I had them cuffing they bitch and thinking I hit. Shit, what you on? Couple years off, and I'm back in this motherfucker, nigga. Do somebody, then fuck your recognition. You don't like I'm spitting, nigga, better shoot somebody. The game and full of clowns, I don't believe you sucker niggas. Better leave me be, okay? Niggas better watch their speech, okay? You better than me, no way, Jose. I could be cutthroat and I'm all out, but I let them get paid for a minute. Let them look gang for a minute, but really they hate cause I never look lame for an image. Never be fake, I'm a realist, I'm solid. I went out and got it, I promise I'm with it. Want me to switch up and get soft on so you can make it, I promise I get it. I know some secrets I never tell, but most of you rap niggas got bitch ways. Quick to tell on you, get jammed down, couldn't sit down 5-6 days. Put him and him in a crossway, but a gang member on display. That's the same nigga with an AK on the block yelling out gunplay. That's the same nigga with a trap house and he been through it so he no pain. Look in the face of a realer, lost come questioning me, I don't know names. Bitch, I really come from the trenches. Kathleen crashed out like road rage. Be done snapped out and got life in the pen cause most of you niggas got hoe ways. Man, See, most of these niggas hoe way. A lot of these niggas be out here faking and funking on these motherfucking tracks, talking that gangster shit. You too young to be done been through something, young nigga. You too young to be done been through something, nigga. Don't tell me about what you done been through, nigga. You ain't never stood over nothing.
Look, man, shout out to the beautiful Mary B. Everybody who turned me up, let me shout y'all out. Shout out to Joy, Janelle. The beautiful Joy, the beautiful Janelle, the beautiful Laura Arnado, the beautiful Mo _S, the beautiful Laura Arnado again, the beautiful random girl, the beautiful random girl. I'm just shouting y'all out the beautiful Miss .Jen.J, the beautiful Ocean Beach Ave, the beautiful Mo Esk again, the beautiful Tons of Fun 911. She turned me up twice. The beautiful Allie the Cat Tracks. I love y'all to death. So let me turn y'all up. Definitely don't want to make sure I miss nobody, y'all. I'm not gonna lie to y'all. When I be locked in to these interviews, like real talk, like I'm on it, right? But guess what? I ain't gonna forget, cause guess what? Oh, shout out to the beautiful Erica Watson a bit. Cause guess what? I love y'all to death. I gotta turn up for y'all. God dang it. With everything in me, and I mean that, because if it wasn't for y'all, what did I say earlier? Oh, because if it wasn't for y'all, I ain't gonna lie to y'all. I won't be able to rock like I rock, and I appreciate that. And anybody who ain't rocking with the sun rays over here, guess what?
What you think?
And guess what I want y'all to do? Man, I'm finna turn up one more time with this song. Hit that like button, share. I love y'all. Man, see y'all soon. Man, have a great night.
Obviously, obviously, yeah, obviously, obviously.
Hold up. And I want to thank my guest too, PurpleKoolAidDrinker, man. That dude is the best, and I appreciate him. Man, he's so real, smart, fierce in fighting this injustice, and willing to stand on the front line and take all the bullets and shoot them all back. That's the epitome of humility and what you're supposed to be about in this movement. And I thank you to death, sir, for gracing this stage. See y'all soon.
Obviously, obviously, yeah, obviously, obviously, yeah, obviously. Tell them, obviously, I know these niggas don't want me to win, but I'm sorry, G. I know they thought I wouldn't come back and pose on them hoes, but nigga, it's time to eat. I got a vendetta. Any one of you niggas, I been better. Got them gritting their teeth without gritting at them. Took a second away from the table, it's time to feast. Heard they was mumbling, talking up under their breath. That nigga a hoe, he soft. That nigga lame. That nigga bitch, he puss. I stood on business, that's law. I had them running that boost and tucking their tail and scared to put me on a song. I had them cuffing they bitch and thinking I hit. Shit, what you on? Couple years off, and I'm back in this motherfucker, nigga. Do somebody, then fuck your recognition. You don't like I'm spitting, nigga, better shoot somebody. The game and full of clowns, I don't believe you sucker niggas. Better leave me be, okay? Niggas better watch their speech, okay? You better than me, no way, Jose. I could be cutthroat and I'm all out, but I let them get paid for a minute. Let them look gang for a minute, but really they hate cause I never look lame for an image. Never be fake, I'm a realist, I'm solid. I went out and got it, I promise I'm with it. Want me to switch up and get soft on so you can make it, I promise I get it. I know some secrets I never tell, but most of you rap niggas got bitch ways, quick to tell hotel on you get jammed down, couldn't sit down 5-6 days. Put him in a crossway, but a gang member on display. That's the same nigga with an AK on the block yelling out gunplay. That's the same nigga with a trap house and he been through it so he no pain. Look in the face of a realer, laws come questioning me on no names. Bitch, I really come from the trenches. Kathleen crashed out like road rage. Be done snapped that and got life in the pen, cause most of you niggas got hoe ways. Man, see, most of you niggas got hoe ways. A lot of
TRUF. Truth.
He's the mirage in the rear view glass.
It's Ray from Dallas.
When you let slip past. Was he here? Was he there? Was he ever mine?
Ray from Dallas?
Just a trick played by time.
This dude is savage
Is
as
he
fuck.
real or just a dream?
What up, Ray from Dallas?
Beam. Ray from Dallas, tell me true. Are you the
He's
myth
fun.
or the man I knew?
Hi, Ray.
This appears to be a black man.
Ray from Dallas.
Let's take this walk.
Is he real or just a dream? Falling stars or a laser beam? Ray from Dallas, tell me true. Are you the myth or the man I knew?
This dude is
Savage as fuck.